And 3, 2, 1. We are fucking live.
Folks, welcome back to Hockey Night in Scottsdale. Brought to you by Butter Golf and Heat Daddy Merch, low and slow here in North Scottsdale. I am your co-host, Switchy, the People's Insider, joined as always by Bobby Gucci. Bob, we're back in the saddle. Hockey Night, ESPN. Thursday is confirmed ladies' night. We have the Pittsburgh Penguins visiting the TD Bank Garden in Boston. We have a great game on the call here with Bucci and Steve Levy. But more importantly, the boys from Hockey Night in Scottsdale bring it to you live, baby.
Yeah, we're back. We're back for the holidays. The holidays was good. Everybody in my family is getting divorced. My entire family died at the Buick lease or buy sales event. So I had a pretty eventful holiday, Switch. How about you? It's good to be back.
Not exactly a December to remember for Bob Gucci. That is the Lexus as opposed to the Buick sale. But yeah, it was great. Bob slashed it, drank way too much tequila, hung out with Nikki Ferda, my sister, and yeah, I kind of got into the bottle. And now we're back here. And on the other side of the new year, it's so hard to dry out after the new year. You know what I mean? It feels like it's about a month-long bender, and all of a sudden you kind of wake up into January. Everyone's talking about their New Year's resolutions. They want to be sober. They're doing a dry January. Over here, we're doing a damp January.
Yeah, I'm going to keep drinking. I'm going to keep sucking, and I'm going to keep fucking. Folks, the puck is about to drop between Sid the Kid and Charlie Coyle, who's playing well this year. The puck is dropped. If you're following along, hit the chat. Tell us where you're from. Tell us if you're watching the game. And yeah, let's fucking showtime, baby.
The puck is down and the boys are off. Live over here from North Scottsdale on the couch, the Hockey Night Scottsdale boys. We have a great little matchup here, an Eastern Conference matchup, a marquee matchup, if you will. Live from Boston, but more importantly, live from Scottsdale. So if you're following along, folks, thanks again for joining and tuning in with the boys. 19:30 right now as Brad Marchand sends that puck deep and kind of wins a little wall battle against Marcus Pettersson, sends him right to the fucking ice.
Yep, and we'll get to the comments at the commercial. If you're new here, we go to commercials. We get to go.
Action, baby!
Let's go!
Here we go. Brad Marchand on the board. The pride of Nova Scotia.
The far left is absolutely livid. We have a goal 40 seconds into the till here.
Poke that went on his knees. I'm not sure if it went off his nose or off his twig there, Rob, but what a start here. It's electric on a Thursday. Thursday night in Boston. That is ladies' night, folks. One cob early, but it starts with this ball battle right here. Marchand sends Pettersson right to the end ball, drops him, little low to high, D to D, finds Pasternak in the middle of the ice, pucks on that, Rob, bang. Early, they don't box him out, and they get an early tuck.
And look at Crosby just puck watching there. There's a guy that I don't know if he's going to make it in this league. You can't be puck watching. But yeah, I'm excited.
You just noticed there, Rob, like on that play, the guys on Boston are on the inside of the Pittsburgh defenseman. They have no chance. Once that puck squirts out, they're on the inside. Bad box out from Letang and his partner there. So it is what it is. And Boston with the early lead, and it's let's fucking go, baby. Let's ride.
Yeah, you always want to be inside, especially consensually. You want to be inside the box. But yeah, what a start we have here. First day back in 2024. First Hockey Night in Scottsdale of 2024. We have live shows coming this year, Swish. I'm very excited. But yeah, what a pizza right there as Pasternak collects that puck in the corner.
Yeah, we'll get to the break and we'll talk about all of our live shows coming up first, starting at Cowboys. How are you? How you doing? Live from Calgary on January the 20th. That is 2 weeks away. We'll be wheels up on the tarmac from Scottsdale, going into Calgary, right into the jaw of Cowtown, baby. So can't wait for that, folks. Again, if you're following along right now, 18-16 remaining in the first period. We're just getting going as Mason Lohrei sends that low and slow down the wall, and Boston is buzzing. And almost another tuck here. What is going on? Pittsburgh needs to get going because they're in the absolute soup right now, Rob. You call that the old Campbell's chunk.
Yep, Pittsburgh looks like shit. I mean, listen, you're coming off the break. You probably had a little bit too many glasses of wine, and you got to get your legs under you. But first things first, they got to break out the puck better than they're doing now.
Oh, yeah.
Settle it down.
Their D-men are getting steamrolled right now. They don't know what to do as Roedel sends that up the wall, and it goes for icing. Right now, they're definitely on their heels. They're North Carolina Tar Heels, if you will, folks. But, yeah, probably New Year's got a little sloppy, but they were showing this play again. Look at the Boston guys. Both are on the inside of Pittsburgh's defensemen, and that's been sloppy hockey. That's not pushing guys out, clearing the paint, Rob. And as a result of that, it drips off the goalie's pad, and it's an easy whack in. It's a Catherine tap-in, if you will.
Yeah, you got to clear that PPG paint. I mean, that's just textbook hockey by the Bruins there. And they're fired up. I mean, everybody in the crowd has that MLB manager face where it's just red permanently from all the whiskey they drink.
Yeah.
Everyone in the crowd's drunk. Oh!
Nice little
Good
chance there. Yeah, by
activity there,
Nola
Mike.
Chari, the former Bruin, also the former Leaf. But yeah, I agree. They all got that, that rosy face, that Rosie Parks, right? You know what I mean?
Rosie O'Donnell.
Rosie O'Donnell. Rosa, what else we got? Rosie O'Donnell. Anyway, Pete Rose, yeah, Pistol Pete. But yeah, I think that they're looking like Terry Francona, right? Just got that leather face. But anyways, we're back to the game here. Chris Letang gathers the puck and, nice little dipsy-do. How are you? As he's able to elude the forechecker and settles it down for the Pittsburgh Penguins as they get going north here. Got a great game as Brandon Carlo wins a wall battle in the end wall. And I don't know, it's a good pace right now, Rob. Boston clearly ready to play. Pittsburgh a little bit on their heels, but they had a nice little chance there. Marshawn is so
Marshawn. Dude, I love these black jerseys. I love black things. I love black people. I love my coffee black, and black ladies are sometimes. Anyway, I like their jerseys a lot. But the Guardians
coffee black from semi-pro, but a shoot. Oh my God! In the corner, how you do
represent?
Yeah. So,
but we're at 16:23 in the period. If you're following along with us, I know a lot of you like to follow along. If you're following along and you got our stream on your TV, in your living room, your whatever, send us a picture of your setup on Instagram and Twitter. We will repost it at JSwiss24 on
JSwiss24, yep, and the Heat Daddy. Folks, send us a picture of your setup and your set. If you're a lady in here watching along, I would like to see a good set of balconies tonight, Robbie. Just fake set of jammers, sets and setups, folks. That's what we want over here.
Yep, I love a good front porch. I love a good back porch. And there's a dump by
dump that thing in and go find it here, folks, as Mason Lori plays it along the yellow. Got a great game here, Rob. Folks, if you're following along as David Pasternak just tripped over the blue line, we have 15:40 remaining. Again, usually around the 13-minute marker is when they go to their first commercial break over here at ESPN, but more importantly, over here at Hockey Night in Scottsdale, live from the couch. So get at us in the chat, folks. If you're following along with us, load the questions up. We'll answer them typically around the 13-minute marker, again after the 10-minute marker, and then usually one or two more commercial breaks. So ask away where you tapping in from, where you're watching from. Are you out having a couple? What's going on, baby? Talk to the boys over here. Oh, my God. Who's this O'Connor guy?
Drew O'Connor.
He played college hockey, right?
Yeah, college hockey guy. I'm not sure where. Chat, where the hell did Drew O'Connor
Pittsburgh always finds these guys that are just kind of random lefties. I feel like they come in their line.
Oh!
Did he talk that? Who was that?
Drew O'Connor, speaking of the devil.
Folks, that always happens over here. A guy that we talk about, good, bad, mostly bad, somehow ends up getting a goal. And let's take another look at this one because I don't know how he got a twig on this as he kind of came around the trapezoid, got himself in front of the net. And then, I don't know, did he get lumber on that? Because look at where he worked his way out of. He worked his way out of the trapezoid after he won a little wall battle on McAvoy. And he kind of gets lost here for a second, Rob.
McAvoy.
How are you? Just another one right at the pad. Jeez, lazy rebounds for the boys right now. What's going on? These pads have got a little more spring in them?
Yeah, Packboy over to Jackboy, over to Macboy. This game is brought to you by TD Bank, America's best bank, America's most trusted bank, Jack.
Fifth goal of the year, Rob, tying his career high. I don't know if has he been a national leaguer full time, or is he kind of a guy that has been up and down in terms of, spending a little time in Wilkes-Barre in the jungle?
Yeah, I think he spent time in the jungle, but according to the chat, he's a Dartmouth product. The Big Green up in New Hampshire, very stingy area. A lot of people, a lot of racist people up there. But hey, who's counting? When you got 5 goals in the NHL, say whatever you want.
You'll live free or die state, I believe. Don't quote me on that, but I believe it is.
It is that.
Okay, so yeah, the pride of the Big Green. There are always random players that come out of Dartmouth. I don't, you know what I mean? It's just always guys that you just don't really hear about, like Tanner Glass.
Ben Lovejoy.
Yeah, Benny Lovejoy. Like these weird players that kind of come out of it. They always have like sneaky tough guys too. It's weird. But anyways, folks, back to the game over here at Hockey Night Scottsdale. 14:05 and counting as Jake Gensel massages the pill like a deep tissue and gets it over to Crosby, sends it low to high. As Chad Ruedel collects it, sends it over to his partner Ryan Graves. Again, folks, usually around the 13-minute marker and after a whistle, we will get to your questions. Get at us in the chat. Ask us anything. Let's see what the fuck you're up to, and we'll go from there, baby. Low and slow. Oh my God, that was a long
It's a good day to have the over, folks. Ryan Graves.
Oh my God, did City get a stick on that, or was it just straight river? That might okay. Let's see this again.
Long pencil Gensel. It looks like Graves got it though. Look at that hair. Good for him.
Look at that flow. Good fellow Maritimer. The
Full
true
neck guard.
Oh my God, he's rocking the true full head to toe with the true. Oh, nice little low to high by Cross.
Good pass.
But just getting through that first layer, right? Oh, it gets deflected. Oh, twice.
Oh my God.
Once off a coil stick and then off a Shetty Deuce of skates. But yeah, that's not perfect. But Rob pucks on net, right? Somehow it finds its way to the hole, like you late night, right? So it's just you got to find your way to that hole.
Yep. Just a couple guys trying to find their way to the hole, but end up losing parlays and falling asleep.
Yeah,
Sitting up
and a Cheeto in your belly button, maybe a little something else. But anyways, folks, again, Morgan Geeky below the goal line, low to high. This game has said, oh my God, this is another one.
Oh! Are you serious? Are you serious?
Patience of a nun from David Pasternak. Oh my God, you knew he was going to do it too. You know he was going to go forehand, backhand. How's your skunk doing? And what is your mom doing later? My God, that was filthy.
Are you serious?
A little half pump chump over to the backhand. And oh my God, was that netminder swimming in? Is that Jari or who is that? I always fuck up the goalies, but who is that?
No, that's
Nedeljkovic. Oh my God.
Wow, dude. Forehand, backhand, see you later. Little butt tuck.
Oh my butt
That's
tuck.
what you call it. You and your girlfriend have a little too much tequila. The next thing you know, you're going to go forehand, you butt tuck, backhand. It stinks.
Oh my God, that stinks and it smells. And
It
talk about
stinks.
swinging a miss there from Nedeljkovic with the paddle. Jesus Christ, was he swimming? Swimming in the deep end with no flotation device. My God. That was filthy.
Are you serious? Coming in, Sturdy Mac, David, Price picks Pasternak.
Holy jumping Bobby.
Now, we got Pasternak. We just need Crosby to get 3 shots. But anyway, what a start. This is probably the most fun start we've had.
Holy funky butt loving on that one. Jesus Christ, that was filthy. I still can't get over how sick that Patience was. I mean, he just baited him in. And he said, hey, how's your mother? Forehand, backhand, dipsy-doo, dunkaroo. Wow.
It fucking stinks.
Ooh, it smells like confirmed poop.
All right, we're going to take it to the chat, all right?
Folks, we are at our first commercial break of Hockey Night in Scottsdale. Get at us in the chat. Ask us what's going on. Where are you tapping in from? What's your skunk doing tonight?
Where's Biz? Hey, get on Twitter, get on X, and tag him and say, why aren't you at Hockey Night in Scottsdale? Thank you.
Oh, shit. We got a mullet wig on. We got a Clippers jersey.
Is your car still keyed? Yes, I did not get it fixed. Let's see. We got rural Alabama in the house in the basement of my uncle's farmhouse who let me have Twitter tonight. Unbelievable. I hope you have a hot cousin, buddy. I mean, the only thing to do in Alabama is whack your cousin. But
Whack your cousin or whack your aunt.
I respect the stocking cap guy's flow. I think that means you swish.
Low and slow, yeah. The stocking cap, I think, would be you. And this is a mullet that I got worked out the other day. Straight up. It looks pretty natural, though.
It does. It looks good. We have Aljamain Sterling 2001 tapping in saying, I'm going to go hook up with a black girl tonight. Ha, 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 ha.
If you can play, you can play. Any race, any gender, go butt tucking, baby.
We got CJ tuning in from the Flying J truck stop in Wyoming. Fucking rights, dude. That's so sick.
Cheers, brother.
Could you imagine?
Let's get a picture of that Flying J setup, by the way, CJ. I would love to see that Ferda. Like, you tapping in, maybe the screen, maybe have someone take the picture of the Flying J, because Flying J sells some of the best chew in America.
And hey, hockey is for everybody. A junior trying to get into hockey here. Any of y'all explain icing and stupid boy. Hey, that's it. You just can't ice the puck before the red line. It can't get to the other red line. If you dump the puck down the ice and it goes past the red line and past the goal line, the other red line, that's an icing unless the other team beats it out. We're going to move on, but thank you for watching, getting into hockey, dude. It's never too late.
No, it's never too late, baby. It's never too late to do anything in your life, Rob.
It's never too late.
You know?
Okay. How'd you guys first connect with Biz? Checking in from BC, Canada, where the ladies have calloused hands.
Biz, always been a friend of the show, Rob, of both sides over here. I think just fellow Scottsdale guys, that probably starts first and foremost. Organic, right? Grass-fed type relationship. But, yeah, Biz has always been a friend of the show, and I think it just makes sense when we're all in Scottsdale and we kind of do the same thing. So, yeah, baby, that's just what it is. Folks, back to the game. Keep getting at us in the chat. We want this thing activation station as we move in to the latter half of the first period right now at Hockey Night Scottsdale, 12:43 and counting. As it, oh my God, Sid beat that out. Oh my God, that was so sick. I was so 87 is so filled. Let's go.
Are you shit? I was so distracted. Somebody sent a picture of watching us and then Lisa Ann getting drilled. I mean, that should I retweet that?
Yeah. I don't know why Nick drilled.
Holy shit.
That is nails. Look at this play over here, Rob. My God.
So I was distracted by
Look at Crosby beat this out.
setup.
Letang set play. This was so smart. Oh my God, that was filthy. Talk about icing. They just did the exact same play that you were talking about. Let the other team beats it out.
Oh, I wish
Letang gets the puck. He sees Crosby's got to step on the defender and Carlo. He sends it all the way down 200 feet. Gets it over to Crosby. He wins the battle and sends it over to Gensel. That was so sick.
Unbelievable.
Holy shit. The guy from Nova Scotia, he's 36, 37 years old.
Oh, here we go. 2-on-1.
Oh, my God.
Dude, shooting gallery,
Oh
dude.
my God, they're going to have to put the e-bell in tonight, one way or the other. This might be 10-10 by the time we're at it. This might be like a Baltimore Ravens versus Cleveland Browns game. My God.
Dude, I have the over of 6. I'm already bored. I'm going to have to double up on
You're going to have
it.
to double up. The over might be 30.
The
My
best
God,
thing you can
what
do
a
with
play.
gambling is live
That
bet
was
the
so
over.
good.
More. But yeah, wow. I missed that because somebody tweeted them watching the stream while Pornhub was on.
I know that picture was hilarious. It's just Lisa Ann getting the screws taken to her from behind, and the boys in their fucking get-ups. Like, what a setup that is. Talk about throwing both ways. You got a soft core to a hardcore porno, and the Hockey Night Scottsdale fellas in the background. That is unbelievable. Who sent that out, by the way? Got to give a shout-out.
Shout out to Riverboat Bobo.
Oh, my Bobo, low and slow Bobo. Jesus Christ, that is amazing.
Yep, we got a 3-2 game with 12-14 remaining.
Here we go, low and slow. Sidney Crosby, 2 assists already tonight, only in 2 minutes of ice. That is so sick.
How many shots did you have?
12-13 right now. I'm not sure on the shots, but he's got 2 apple yards. That's Johnny fucking Appleseed. My God, is he throwing it nice. But what a heady play by Chris Letang there. I can't get over that. As a fellow defenseman or an ex-defenseman, that was such a smart play. And we're going to have another power play here.
Wow.
Go to a man advantage, not another one, but our first one of the game, I think that was P.O. Joseph, got someone with a high twig fella. You cannot do that.
That's just racist.
Yeah, that's on Oscar
You
Steen.
never see, seeing a white man get high sticked. It's just they're trying to bring the white man down. I mean, this is just a racial play, and you hate to see this in our game space.
Yeah, you do. You never want any, race crimes like this, but I don't know if this was friendly fire from Joseph. He kind of tries to win a puck out on the edge. It's a little in the air. Ooh.
I think it barely hit him.
Yeah, I mean, he didn't go full Ryan Hartman, right, where he's going to admit to, just whacking a guy, which I love, by the way. Shout out to Hart. See all these people in hockey media saying, oh, my God, you can't do that. It's like, how many times a game? I'd say it probably happens 1 or 2 times a game, Rob, as a former player, and you as well. Like, guys just do something a little criminal and offside. It is what it is. It's hockey.
I've had bones broken from guys, and I played a horrible level of hockey. I mean, it's hockey, unfortunately. They're trying to ruin the game. I mean, you don't see anyone go complain about the NFL. What the fuck? I mean,
Right.
We don't even have.
I was going to say, somehow the show just goes on in the NFL, Rob. It's crazy.
Yeah, all right. We got Pasternak back to Zaka, up to Marchand, over to Packaboy, Jackaboy, over to Sackaboy, back up to McAvoy.
How sick is that Pasternak on the top of his knob goes candy cane? That's so filthy. And then at the bottom of his stick, too, up here, he rocks the candy cane on there. Like, this guy doesn't need any tape. He's like, I'm too good for tape. Imagine being too good for tape and tucking 60. That is so sick.
Too good for tape.
What do you think?
Oh, fuck. There's a
Wow,
turnover.
OC.
O'Connor.
This guy's buzzing again. Live free or die. That's what
Yep,
he's
that
thinking.
can offset the power play
It
there.
has to. No, my God.
Oh!
Is Geeky on PP1? What? Where is he playing? Net front? This game is insane.
We're 2-on-0.
What are you kidding me? That was
What
so
the fuck was
selfish. That was so selfish. What are you doing,
He was
OC?
just too late.
Oh my!
Come on, OC.
Did he have the fucking peaky blinders on? What the hell was? How did he not see a guy for a breakaway? All you do is lay a little saucer pass, and he's got a breakaway. What are you doing?
He's got tunnel vision since he scored. It's like kind of like he thinks this is my ball now.
Holy fucking blinders, fella! Are you running a guy? Is he a Clydesdale in a fucking race? Is he at the Kentucky Derby? Holy fucking blinders!
That was insane.
That was insane. They got to show that again because that was one of the worst plays I've ever seen.
And also, why would the other guy open up? I don't know who that was, but he didn't open up.
Well, by the time I think he was so surprised he didn't give him the breakaway to send him in at the blue line right before that. Like, what are you doing? But you are right. Why didn't he open up? He should have. But I think he was so shocked. He's like, this guy doesn't see me.
Yep, I agree.
Passing someone in the right lane, they just don't see it. It's like, why do I have to pass you from this side?
Shocker, like the 8th grader. Here's a pass. Oh, off the pipe.
It's a shocker, like 2 in the pink, 1 in the drink, folks. Oh my God.
And it fucking stinks.
Oh my God. It still stinks from that pass from Dango. My God.
It fucking reeks of that pass.
Instead, I'm going 1 hole and I'm taking it right up the 2, right up the chute.
Right up to 95. He's on a mission tonight.
God, straight 95 north with no lube, just sandpaper right up her shoe. Anyways, folks, back to the game right now as Brandon Carlo gets the puck at the top of the key, sends it back to Jake DeBrus, who massages it over. Oh, my God. Everything feels like it's going to go in right now.
Yeah, this is crazy.
This is insane.
2024 is so different.
This is, man. Oh, my God. It's absolute mayhem. It's crazy.
We should get a commercial break here now.
No, because it's icing. But, yes, in a couple of minutes here, there will be one. How about a guy like James Van Riemsdyk? Shout out to JVR, a guy that comes over from Philly. Hadn't been really producing the last couple of years just because the team was down. It wasn't really, he was just kind of a byproduct of being on a bad team. He's a great player, not the fleetest of foot, but right now, making $1 million, Rob, this is one of the best bargain deals in the National Hockey League. He's at about a point a game. That's crazy.
As Ray Ferraro just said, like, I feel like we have to hold our breath. I mean, I don't want to make any references to, actually, never mind. I was going to say something along the lines of I can't breathe, but I don't want to say that. But anyway.
Did you fire out the link here? I gotta throw it
Yeah, I did. I could retweet it. Oh, I forgot to tag you, dude. I just retweeted it.
Okay.
This game is on acid and steroids at the same time. Full Ric Flair.
Sorry, folks. I just gotta fire out a tweet quickly.
9:14.
Nuts.
9:14 remaining. Dude, Danton Heinen has been great. I can't believe it. It's a criminal that he was on a PTO. I mean, that guy's an NHL player.
He's a great player, and it's just a weird year, though, Rob, with the salary cap and guys getting crunched. You see a guy like Nick Ritchie who ends up in Finland taking a 9-game suspension because he hasn't seen the sun in 2 weeks. He's been up there. He's pissed off. And did you see him go full criminal? I love
it. It was
throw person questions later.
People were like, what's wrong with Nick Ritchie? Fuck it, dude.
There's nothing wrong with him. He's just been in Finland at the North Pole for the last 2 weeks. And normally in the NHL, like if you were to do that to a guy, hit him, he's going to get up and do something. But that guy is absolutely turtle rivered, and he's nothing you can do. Folks, anyways, we are at a commercial break right now. Bob Gucci, let's get at the people in the chat, and let's see what's going on, baby.
All right, we're going to get into the chat here. Someone said they went to middle school with Drew O'Connor. Hell yeah. Howdy, fellers. What up, Marina sauce or marinara sauce, whoever that is. Match that shit tonight on Prize Picks Heater. I'm locked in, fella. Hell, absolutely fucking right. Rob, why didn't my dad come back with the milk? Well, he's with a new family now, Bathy. I'm sorry to give you the bad news. How much Bolivian marching powder do you think Marchand does with that enormous nose?
Oh, he can shoot it. I don't think he does any, but he could definitely shoot it if he wanted to.
Swish, can you elaborate on low and slow? Thanks, G.
Low and slow, brother. How we doing? Thanks for the question, Sturdy Max. What low and slow is, my friend, it's like a good centerman coming through the dots. So in a breakout, in layman's terms, when the centerman comes back, they're always taught to be low and slow, coming back, presenting an option for both D. So you might get that puck when the first D touches it, or if they go D to D, you're taught to go low and slow right through the blue paint, presenting that option on the breakout so you can get that puck and go north. Now, if that puck goes up the wall, well, now you're low enough for your winger to pop that puck back or even be in a position for that weak side D. So when you're going out on the town, always be patient, always be present, be an option. Don't, throw yourself to the weeds right away. Don't floor it out of the gate and be nothing, right? So be low and slow, under the puck all night, and then when you really got to get going out of the zone, now we go fucking high and hard. So that is what low and slow is, baby.
That's kind of like me at the orgy. I stay in the weeds. I just stay back. I want to be an option, but at the end of the night, I'm hoping to go high and hard. Anyway.
Right, you're never the first man in, Bob.
No, you don't want to be the
third man in. You might get that instigator at the end of the day, but at least you know what's going on in the situation.
Yep, we got Schmidt from Germany checking in. We are officially international. I've not heard of anybody international aside from North America being in the chat. That's fucking awesome, dude. Thanks for being here.
Thanks for tapping in, fellow.
Guys, keep the chat going here. We're back in the game. We have 8:55 remaining in this motherfucker as long pencil Jake Gensel skates over the line with Sid the Kid. Shoot it! Yes!
That's the
another shot for the kid!
That is it.
Let's go, dude. We need one more shot to greatness, and I am going to a restaurant I can't afford tonight. I'm going to get a chopped salad, wedge salad, chopped, hold the blue cheese.
Hold the cheddar, folks.
Give me the fucking Irish coffee. But if you're following along, 8:46 remaining in this game. It's 3-2 Schittsburg over Boston. Bruins crowd. It's so easy. These people are so emotional, but you have to respect the passion. But they're already at the game. They're down in the dumps. Look at these people. Get up.
Oh, they live and die by every shot, every goal, as you know, Rob. Boston sports fans are some of the most dramatic, just by the minute type of people, and that's why you gotta love them, right? They're probably ready at the bar. It's 8:46 left, but they went to the concourse because they needed to have a stiff whiskey, get a Jameson in them. Hopefully they have an Irish option. But yes, again, they are funneling beers already here at Boston. Again, ladies' night, live from the couch, North Scottsdale. Most importantly, bringing the jam here, Rob, as Evgeny Malkin steps in the face-off circle. And Malkin's rocking black tape, which is a weird thing I'm noticing right now. He looks weird at Rob. Why is he rocking? He's a white tape guy. Normally he rocks a little bit of a sock tape job in terms of all the way covering the heel to the toe. And right now he's got black tape. So is he struggling? I haven't even checked because I've just been glued to 87 all season.
No twitch. Malkin actually is using black tape on the blade because recently he was recruited into the BLM movement. He donated half of his contract to BLM. Good on him. I mean, whatever charity floats your boat, even though they're all buying boats and homes with the money, let's not talk about it. Malkin is using black tape, but good observation, Swift. That's something I would have never realized because I don't know the game as well as you.
Yeah, he's just,
that's weird to see.
It looks weird, and I don't know if it's because of the BLM movement or if he's just, maybe in a cold streak. Maybe he's not gotten a couple side actions on the road, or if he's, in a cold streak on the tables in the casino. I don't know the reason behind that. It just looks weird, and I always question guys when they switch it up because, again, not that I was any fucking good, Rob, but black tape for me, I don't know what color you use. I can never see the puck on the black tape. They always said it hides the puck. Well, white tape I always thought was for the skilled guys. A guy like Crosby, who am I to say he's a black tape guy? I just thought it looked nasty.
Yeah, I use white tape. I mean, it's the same color of the thing I put up my nose all the fucking time. So I got the white tape guy too.
Colombian.
I went Danny Heatley tape job as a joke one year in my extremely shitty junior hockey days as a joke.
Yes.
And I've been using it ever since. Yeah. So I actually go 6 strips in the middle of my blade, and that's it.
6 chicken strips, like straight out of KFC.
Straight out of Kane.
Cock, how you doing? Bob Gucci. I don't need anything on my toe. I don't need anything on my heel. Can I really play with this? That's up to you, but it looks mint. And how funny are Sid's gloves as they zoom in on the face-off? Like, he's been using those old-school Reebok gloves from, 2007 when he first came in the league. I think he's really superstitious in terms of, he will not change any of his gear up. Obviously, he's just a man of just rituals and things like that. But those oversized mitts are so funny because they don't make gloves like that anymore. And it looks hilarious. They literally touch his elbows.
Yeah. We usually don't get to the chat, but I do want to say that, yes, it is true. Our New York City show is sold out. We're going to try to put on some extra tickets. We're going to work a way to pack more people in there. Regardless of the fire code, regardless of what the fire marshal says, we're going to do our best and we will announce it.
We're going to have people coming through the kitchen straight out of Goodfellas.
Because it sucks, dude. I didn't know this many people would come, and now all of a sudden we sold out in 35 minutes or whatever the fuck it was. So we'll make an announcement. We're going to actually, you know what? I'm going to text him tomorrow and just be like, is there any way we can pack more people into this bitch? And we'll let you know. So
as long as we don't start the fire. I think we didn't start the fire, Billy Joel. I think we'll be okay.
We're only playing 80s Joel, sir. Take your stank on your wife and get the fuck out of here.
Get the fuck out of here.
Start the fire, buddy. Hey, we're strictly 80s Joel.
Strictly 80s Joel over here. Joel, Jeff Carter, low and slow Carter steps into the circle. This guy's been playing I feel like since 2003. What a career he's had, Bob Gooch. But yeah, getting back to your point over there in New York City, the Canucks going to be a great spot. It just sucks that only 125 people are,
I think he's at 180.
Did you say 180?
Yeah.
Okay, so he's butt stuffing it. So that's like a twice baked potato type stuff. You get the fully loaded with all the sides on it. But yeah, I don't know. I think, we'll be back there. I imagine if it all goes well, like we hope, and maybe a bigger venue. But right now we're going to probably try to pack that thing with a goddamn brim if we can.
Yeah, definitely. Listen, if you can't get in, just
let us know.
Put the bouncer in a sleeper hold and we'll get you in.
Yeah, we'll figure it out. But anyways, especially if you're a skunk, a lady, sorry, you can maybe get in. But anyways, folks, over here, 6'12", 6'10", and counting as Chad Weedle massages the puck like a piece of Wagyu as he sends an absolute burger up the ice. And Matty Grizzly, well, good to see him back in the lineup. Gets the puck, collects it, and sends a dart up to Morgan Geekin.
Oh!
The clapper just off the goal of Nedeljkovic.
A hard shot.
That was, yeah.
Shit.
Malkin, man, I can't get over this black tape. He looks fucking dusty with it. I'm not going to lie. It's just weird. It's weird.
Somebody Twitter search Malkin black tape. Is he in a cold streak? Why is he
what's going on? Why is he not tucked in a couple of games? Did he get domestic violence charge against him? What's going on? Why does Malkin have the dark night on tonight? But folks, right now, shots 14-11. If you're tuning in, a great first period. Holy fuck. We had the over buzzing 3-2. Great little tilt from TD Bank Guard. But most importantly, bringing live action from The Couch in North Scottsdale with Bobby Gooch and Jay Swish. We're at a TV timeout here, folks. Get at us in the chat. Ask us anything, Gooch. What do we got, baby?
Love my butter golf hat. Been wearing it every day like I need it to live. Fucking right.
Fucking right. Gavin fella, he's a friend of the show. I believe he's a Wichita native, Gooch. He's always in the chat with the boys. So, fella, thank you. Low and slow as always. Go for one, stay for two, home by 3.
Did you see Huberto switch to black tape last game? Guys, get the chat going here. It's commercial.
Huberto going to black tape. I think these guys are just ruggling. Man, that's a tough contract in Calgary. You just feel for a guy that gets taken off the wet deck of Fort Lickerdale and right up to the jaw of Calgary. A city that's great, but definitely a lifestyle change for a guy wearing flip-flops for 10 years. Anyways, back to the chat. What's up, fellas? Where are we tapping in from? And is there any ladies in the house? Folks, again, send us your setup, too, as well. Tweet at us, get at us. We want to see where you're tapping in from, where you're watching the boys from. Maybe you got a little softcore or hardcore porno like that person that tweeted that Gooch does. So what do you got going on? Are you throwing both ways?
This game is like a lightning strike straight to my nips. Somebody tell the goalies the game started 11 minutes ago, but don't tell them because I have the over, even though it's probably guaranteed a lock.
Lock of the night. What do we got?
According to the chat, Malkin is on a cold streak.
Okay, that makes sense because you never switch for no reason, right, Rob? It's just that's how it goes.
And we got tapped in from Nova Scotia. Shout out to Nova Scotia. Shout out to Sidney Crosby.
Shout out to the kid. Yep, Maritimer. Love that. That's where actually Spicy Tuna O'Brien is from. So anytime we can bring up the big tuna fella, I know you're playing tonight, but low and slow, baby.
Friend of the show.
Friend of the show.
Thank you, Max Reed. We appreciate. I can't even fucking talk right now, dude. We appreciate that shit.
Pinto's Bookie from Man Jose. My God, what are you doing from Man Jose tonight, brother? Is that where you're from? And is there any skunks there? Is there any trim walking around? I know they got that Santana Row, a.k.a. Skunk Row, but, like, what's going on in Man Jose besides In-N-Out Burger and a couple tech guys getting out like Donkey Kong?
Wow, dude, we got someone tapped in from Vegas. You absolutely love to see that, dude.
Oh my
Enjoy
God.
Your night. Hell yeah, dude. Hit the rhino, look at some titties.
Yeah.
No look, only touch, but here's 100. Now you can touch, dude. That's business is business. Money
You can
talks.
sniff a little ketamine or whatever you want to do. I'm not saying you should do that or condoning it, but if you want to get a little crazy at the rhino, well, start funneling a little more than Bud Light, maybe a couple mushroom caps. I don't know. I don't know what you do, but thank you for tuning in over here at Live from Scottsdale and Hockey Night in Scottsdale. Folks, if you're following along right now, 5 and a hook to play in the first period. That is the first frame. Shots right now, 14-11 in favor of the Pittsburgh Penguins, and they are winning this game 3-2. Thank you for a great play from Sidney Crosby over to the pencil Gensel as Danton Heinen makes a little cutback play and kind of looks over his options. Bob, the 36-year-old, Sidney Crosby. Look how composed he is.
Is that shot on net? Shot on net!
That's close.
Does that count?
No, it doesn't because it was wide of the cage. If it was on the cage, some home arenas count that. But just because that was a little bit wide of the post, that is no shot on net. What do you think a guy like Brandon Carlo's game? I really like his game. He's a guy that's battled like 5 or 6 concussions too. You know?
Yeah, you know, when he first got in the league, I was pissed off because he was kind of just throwing the puck up the wall and being irresponsible. You know, I want to make sure I'm a fat idiot on the couch. So,
right.
But I really think that he's grown into his game. I mean, his ceiling was, you know, as high as you could possibly get. I mean, he came in kind of dishing pizzas up.
Right.
But I think he's been a lot better, Swish, and he's a big boy on the back end, and that's what Boston wants. You want those big boys on the back end. Oh!
Was that OC? Who was that? Oh, Lars Eller. Oh, my. Talk about low.
Premium bucket.
Oh, my God. He's got that thing. That was a great play by OC, too. Like, what a little pass to set up the one-timer. Lars Eller, I feel like, has been in the league for damn near 15 years. A guy that was a high pick back in the day with the St. Louis Blues. Never really made his mark there. Went over to Montreal and on Washington. Won a cup there, but what a heady play here. Great play by OC. I mean, he couldn't find his teammate for a breakaway, but somehow he can find this little slip play that just creates that Swayman to go from his right to his left. Anytime, folks, if you're sitting at home, for all you young hockey players listening, as Eddie Olchuk would say, anytime you get that goalie to move from the center of the cage one way or the other on a one-timer, always find the one-timer because it's such a hard save for Swayman. He has to honor that shot coming from the middle of the paint, which is the most dangerous area in the house. But then you slide it one way or the other. That's a really tough V-slide, as they like to say in goalie terms, to make that save. So what a great play by OC there, the Dartmouth product, and a great bury by Lars Eller. You got good Kerry Wood on that thing, so no relation to Tiger Wood. But, yeah, that was a great play. Bobby Gooch, I mean, 6 goals in the first 17 minutes. Could you draw it up any better than this?
No, this is awesome. I want to. I'm not texting anybody. I forgot to tweet about the Pasternak goal, so I'm just letting a tweet fly. Please excuse me.
Yeah, I mean, there's not a lot of defense right now. It's looking like kind of like an NBA game on a Tuesday. I mean, these boys are just looking for offense. They probably got something lined up after the game. You know, if you're Boston Thursday night, that's ladies' night in the North End, maybe South Boston. But yeah, they got to get their shit together. They kind of blew their load a little bit at the start of the game. I think they kind of thought they won that game in the first 10 minutes. And then Pittsburgh, who seemed like they took an Ambien before the game, wakes up. I don't know what they snorted after the first 10, but wow. Sid got the boys going. A great play by Tanger to kind of get them, over the hump. And look at these boys cook right now. This has been probably our best game on Hockey Night in Scottsdale to watch so far, Bob.
Yeah, this has been an awesome game. I mean, a 6-goal first period. You want goals. We want sloppy hockey. We want it sloppy. I mean, Jersey Mike's, full Jersey Mike's. Mike's way. I mean, this game is Mike's way. This game is brought to you by Jersey Mike's.
Yeah, Jersey Mike, shout out if you're listening. Maybe give us a look over here. We're doing some decent views, but yeah, it's very sloppy. It's like an Italian beef with a side of au jus. It's wet, it's hot, it's horny. There's peppers on it. There's who knows what, a little OJ mayo, who knows, So it's fully loaded, jam-packed action. Boston Bruins tonight, live from the Garden, visiting Pittsburgh Penguins. These jerseys are both great. Obviously, you have the old school Penguin logo, but these black jerseys from the Bruins, I really like these. These are minty magoo, as I would say. So, great play by Grizzlick there, a little Slippy Jones. Folks, if you're following along, 152 remaining in the first frame. We're going to be going to our first intermission break, so load up those questions. In the intermissions, that's the time we get to chat with
Fire away,
the people. Fire, trigger, fucking get it going. But what a nice play as they show that again. Carlson outside the dots, into the house to O'Connor, able to freeze Swayman, has his skates going downhill like he's showing shot Rob, and then he just a little subtle 12-foot pass over to Lars Eller, and that creates the whole play. As O'Connor gets that puck going downhill, slides it over to Eller, and hey, how are you? Now we have a 4-2 lead.
Yeah, I mean, Lars Berta, here's a guy who wears an absolute motorcycle helmet. Big dome.
That is a straight NASA bucket, doesn't he?
He goes full Eric Stahl.
Has he been to the moon?
He probably has. I mean, who knows? At this point, what is he, Swedish?
Yeah, he could be the Swedish, Neil Armstrong?
Yeah.
I believe Chaz Michaels called him Louis Armstrong, but yeah, I think there's Neil Armstrong.
Yep, Neil Armstrong, full steroids. Oh no, that's Lance.
Lance, that's make him dance, Lance. One time, shout out to Lance Armstrong. Rob, I was in Aspen, Colorado, a little place called Aspen. I saw him on a date at a sushi restaurant with 2 skunks.
No way.
He was legitimately wheeling them both. I think he took them back home and he lapped.
I mean, there's a guy, Lance Armstrong, he needs a front wheel, he needs a back wheel just to function, so.
Imagine having 1 nut with 2 skunks. Like, can you get your rocks off like that? Jesus Christ. Can you please them all? Especially have 1 Houston nut?
Especially after doing all those steroids.
That's
maybe he needs 2 birds to get the bike rolling.
Right. All of a sudden one's jerking him. I don't know. how you draw that up. Yeah. Let's talk about a 2-on-1 no back checker. But anyways, folks, back to the game as OC has had quite the period. Minus not finding his teammate on the most obvious pass of the year for a breakaway. We have 29 seconds left to play. And yeah, we've got a great game. I think Boston, I don't even know if you're Jimmy Furta Montgomery, what you say to the boys, because you had a great start. And it's all of a sudden, Pittsburgh just seems like they've capitalized on every one of their chances, Capital One-wise, Yeah,
I mean, speaking of Capital One, it just reminds me that we are so close to January 6th. Happy January 6th to all that celebrate. We will maybe be doing World Junior tomorrow if you guys want. Chat, do you want us to stream the World Junior Championship tomorrow? Let us know.
Yeah, will there be enough people? We kind of want to know, gauge the interest. Are you guys working tomorrow? Are you taking the day off? Because I believe that game goes live, if I'm not mistaken, at 1 p.m. Eastern. That is 11 Mountain, and I believe, I'm not a math guy over here, but I think that's 10 a.m. Hawaiian. So, folks, if you're tapping in, would you watch that game? People overseas, obviously, that would be great timing for you. You'd be able to tap in at a little bit of a decent hour in terms of, later in the night. But would you want to watch that game with the boys? Hockey Night in Scottsdale, World Junior collab. Let us know. And we are at our first commercial break over here at Hockey Night in Scottsdale. What do we got, Bob? Are the people? What are we doing, baby?
Yep, the people are absolutely yapping. What up, BC? What up, baby? Thanks for joining the chat. Jordo, got to bring back the half Windsor knot.
Oh, the old half Winsy fell, the old special. I might go full Winsy next time. Just a fucking knot that could, kill a man less than me. So, yeah, we'll see.
Rob, I was driving through Maryland today, pulled up at a red light, got thrown out of my car and robbed GTA style by an escaped convict, waiting for confirmation from Elliot, but per my sources, he was your old roommate. My roommates were actually pussies, so I highly doubt it, but with all due respect, fuck Maryland. Love my butter golf hat. Oh, we already did that one. Using black tape, you gotta load that thing with wax.
Oh yeah, load that bitch up. Remember the old sex wax back in the day?
Yeah.
You did like that surfer board wax.
I used to surf using that.
You could put it on your. You could literally put on your surfboard your wrench or your hockey stick.
That's what my uncle did. Put it on his wrench.
I was gonna say it's a three-leg parlay, no pun intended. You could literally put it on your third leg and you just load up your wrench and get it done because you don't even need lube. You got the sex wax.
Sapphires is the mecca of strip clubs. I've actually never been to Sapphire.
Never been. I've looked on the outside and I said I got to go back to the Rhino.
Yeah, I went to the Rhino. You walk in the Rhino. It's so funny. They're like, okay, it's a 2-drink minimum. You're not thinking anything of it.
Yeah.
Little do you know, each drink is worth $45, or that's what they charge.
Yes.
So it's basically a $90 cover.
I got a funny story about the Rhinos. On my 21st birthday, Rob, a couple of us from North Dakota, guy will name anonymous at this point because I don't want to sue him, but we were in the Rhino late night, and this is a true story. We were kind of just sitting there at a table. One of my buddies goes for a dance. We're actually with one of my buddy's dads as well. So we're kind of sitting there, and his son goes to the bathroom.
Uh-oh.
And he gets called out for allegedly snorting, which he wasn't snorting. It was a guy who was no, he was taking a shit.
Oh.
But the guy next to him was snorting, and the bouncer in there could hear it. Like the guy doing that.
It's a strip club.
It's a strip club. And they thought him, and who he's in the handicap stall, my buddy, was taking a shit. They carried him out mid-shit of the Rhino, and all of a sudden we see my buddy getting carried out by 4 bouncers, and his pants are like at his waistline.
Mid-shit.
Mid-shit gets carried out of there, and yeah, classic story. So yeah, we ended up leaving the Rhino and kind of got on our way and went back to the Heart Bar over at the Hard Rock and kind of chopped it up. I don't know if he was able to wipe and get his stuff done, but it was crazy because he got kicked out of there mid-shit. They thought he was sniffing, and he was just kind of a bystander.
That's a stinky situation. You hate to see that.
We can talk about poop a little bit tonight, but yeah, it stinks again.
That's why we're here. What are the odds we get a lineup read at the Mullet tomorrow? Do they play tomorrow too?
The iconic Mullet. What's the question? What are the odds we get a lineup read at the Mullet tomorrow, folks?
I think ASU plays tomorrow.
ASU tomorrow. Mullet. They're going tonight. New York Islanders. That's Lou Lamoriello. Dust off your Bic razor, shave it up, and then they go, and your bush, by the way. They do bush checks there in New York. But they go against Sunday, and I believe that is against, I'm forgetting. But they play Sunday.
Harvard. Or no. They play Harvard tomorrow.
Yeah, so
right?
I was going to say,
I don't know.
are you saying ASU?
Oh, you're talking about the Coyotes.
Sorry,
I just took a sip of this vodka. I don't know what's in here.
Yeah, okay, so he's talking about ASU. Yeah, that would be great. I mean, the Coyotes play tonight and Sunday, so ASU, they play Harvard? Really?
I mean, Harvard's in town for that classic bullshit. I forget.
Okay, that actually wouldn't be a bad game to go to.
I might go. I don't know. Should I hit up Powers? Powers. We're on stream live.
They just won that tournament in Lake Placid or whatever. They were dusting it off, so good to see.
Yeah. Don't think it's fully all right. Get into the game here. Don't think it's fully on sway, but maybe don't think it's on sway fully, but maybe time for a second period to change. You know, it's 4-2, right?
Yeah.
I don't know. I think you let it ride 5-2, then you get him out.
I mean, how many of those goals did he really have a chance on, though? I would say the first one that kind of came off his pad was a tough one to give up. It was a little bit of a soft cheeker that squeaked away. But other than that, I mean, what are you doing, a backdoor pass and a one-time? Like, let's be honest here, right?
Yeah.
And that other one was like hit 3 sticks and somehow sneak through it. So it's like maybe one of those you'd like to have back. But yeah, I think you stay with them. Low and slow, baby. Trust it.
Yeah. Well, I thought I was going to meet your boy Johnny Walker this weekend, but he's not making the trip with Alan up here to Wichita.
What's going on with Johnny Furta?
He actually left the British League.
Yeah, I know that.
And he's over in the Cheese Toast
He's the
Hockey
cheddar,
League.
yeah.
I'm not sure why he's not making the trip. Maybe he's hurt, or maybe he's doing his 7th year at ASU. I'm not sure. But
a lot of people go to 7 schools for 7 years, Rob. Yeah, they're called doctors.
Yep, friend of the show, Johnny Walker.
Johnny Puck, Low and Slow, and Allen, I believe, he's playing right now in the Easy Come Hard to Leave East Coast Hockey League. So shout out to Walks.
What up, George Constanza? Thanks for tapping in. A regular commenter in the show. You love to see it.
Yeah.
And then everybody said to the World Junior stream tomorrow morning. Yes, World Junior. New hockey fan, Gina here again. Need a lowdown on the teams, who fucks, who doesn't, who throws right, who throws left. What's y'all's pick for the Stanley Cup this year? I mean, off the top of my head, I mean, the good teams are the Boston Bruins, the Vegas Knights, the Toronto Maple Leafs, the LA Kings,
Edmonton.
Dallas
is sneaky good, even though I don't really like their team, but I think they are legit. I think they're pretty good the last couple times I've watched them, Rob.
Yeah. Who are my picks? Well, at the beginning of the year, I said that the Knights are going to repeat because they pretty much have the same team. They lost Riley Smith. They signed Barbashev. I love Barbie. He's a rough and tumble, great player in the playoff. But I'm gonna say that, maybe Toronto and I don't even know coming out from the West anymore. I mean, Vegas is in a slump right now, but
they'll figure it out.
Maybe the Coyotes.
Yeah, peaks and valleys. If they get in the playoffs, the Coyotes, that'd be unbelievable. And what was the last part of that question?
Who are the picks for the Stanley Cup?
Stanley Cup. I agree. I think Vegas, Dallas, and LA in the West, and then in terms of the East, I think it's a lot more open. You have New York, which I don't know if they're legit. They have a lot of injuries right now. You have Boston. I don't know about them. Toronto looks good, but are they top heavy like they always are? Do they have defense? They have a goalie. So yeah, I think there's a lot to unpack there. Manny Pacquiao. So we'll see who fucks in the league though. That last part of the question, I'm gonna say Ryan Hartman. Shout out to Hartsey. Good guy, good chin, throws both ways, old school hockey player. I know he's getting a lot of Joe Flacco right now in terms of the left media, but he's a great player and a guy that every GM would want on their team. So shout out to Hartsey. Keep chucking, ducking, and fucking and playing with a little criminal in you, baby.
Shout out Bruce. Thanks for joining the chat. Shout out Joseph. I'm not sure what this comment was referring to. Probably something we said. Shuts autism. I don't know if that's referring to us. What do you guys think about Beck's beer? German Pilsner. I've never had it.
German Piss, yeah, the old German league, the old beer league, they call it over there, the Dell. I've had it a few times, Rob. It's okay. It's not bad. I'm not a huge beer guy anymore. It's crazy. I used to be a huge Busch Light guy, Wrench Light. Used to drink that Wrench Light, Bud Light, and I don't really do that anymore just because tequila tastes so much fucking better.
Yeah, it makes you hornier too. You always the goal to go out is just keep getting hornier. So you're wide awake on Pornhub watching friend of the show.
You're watching Hockey Night in Scottsdale. Lisa Ann getting absolutely Tim Tebow.
Winnipeg Jets are sneakiest team in the league. Ooh, 26 games, allowing 3 or less goals. That's a really good point you got there, dude. I did not know that. That's fucking crazy. It's just they're in Winnipeg. It's so far north. They don't have the best chicks up there. So I usually don't pay attention to them, but that's a good point. They have a good core.
Sneaky trim in Winnipeg.
Really?
In Vegas to the north.
Wow.
But it's hard to get through those winters. Now, I want to see how they do on the other side of 24 because a lot of the time, Rob, that sun's going down at about 4 p.m. It's negative 40 out. You can only go to Canadian Tire and Boston Pizza so many times. Yes, there is great people up there, but it isn't. I don't know. It's hard, and I'm interested to see if they can get through that winter and get to the playoff with Rick Bowness. Maybe they have some steam because I do really like their team. I really like a guy like Kyle Connor. Scheifele's a little bit of a nerd. He's a great hockey player. So, yeah, and they got a good decor and a good goalie. So that would be a city that we should get up to, especially if, playoff time when the weather gets a little better because right now, dust off the Canada Goose fella, it is cold and chilly fella.
Yeah, it is cold. My penis is going to be smaller than it already is, but regardless of that, I'm still looking forward to going to Winnipeg. I definitely think we need to get there. I agree. Juju, drinking beer is like eating a full meal. I'm not trying to be bloated. I agree.
Yeah, I mean, you can have 4 to 6, right? Then we got to switch on to some actual 87 unleaded in terms of some gas because we got to get going here.
Thoughts on PK's bid tonight? I actually haven't seen it. I haven't been paying attention when we're not.
I don't really watch I fully dial in what the people are saying and what they want to hear. So we got about 9 minutes left. I'll take a look, but I actually have some insider. The phone is buzzing, Rob. I'm not going to say who he's dating, PK Subban, but I'm hearing reports that PK Subban is dating a celebrity that might be performing at, say, maybe the All-Star game. I'm not going to give away too many hints here, but folks, PK Subban from the People's Insider might have some sneaky trim on his side here.
Wow, you love to see a fellow guy getting some coochie consensually.
Ooh, a little nice, tight mid. Ooh, like a Rawlings, maybe like an A2000, just crispy and clean.
Talk about a Golden Glove. What are your roulette numbers? That's a good question. I always play 21 for Peter Forsberg. Mm-hmm. I actually put
21 Savage.
Yep. I put $100 on Mitch Marner 16 the last time like 3 times ago, and hit for $3,500. I then lost all of that money on an NBA game.
Ooh.
But definitely 21, 19, 26. I worked 26 in college. 23 for Michael Jordan, 8 for my buddy Jamie. I think that's it.
Yeah. I think I agree with you, Rob. There, you always got to play your buddies' numbers. And then for me, 2-4. a number I wear a lot. Obviously, 93.1 or 93 is not on the board. So I'll go 24-7, a couple other ones. But yeah, always play your buddy's numbers. It usually never works out. And you always have to play the GOAT 23, right? So shout out to Lou Williams and Michael Jordan. We got the Magic City legend and also the GOAT. So play that.
Any comment on how prom night tight the Metro is right now? I actually haven't looked at the standings in about 14 days because I've been on a bender.
You've been an absolute bender. 13's a fluke, 14's a streak, and I believe you've surpassed that number, Bob. So keep going with it. I think you even got the lucky boxers on tonight that you've been wearing every night. So that is huge in terms of just staying with the bend. But yeah, I don't know how prom tight it is. Talk about
Very
prom.
tight.
Talk about prom fits, though. Oh my God, amateur night. Were you out on New Year's Eve? It is insane.
Yeah,
the amount of $60 button down from H&M and Zara is crazy.
Yeah, I actually ended up at a rooftop hotel bar for New Year's. It was pretty unbelievable. I was down in Florida, and I actually got so drunk with my stepdad. We were trying to book a helicopter from Fort Lauderdale to Miami, and we were being dead serious.
We're looking at choppers?
Yeah, we were trying to get on a helicopter.
Were you just trying to get into Miami, or did you have an idea? Maybe you're going to 11 or a strip club?
No idea.
Strictly just no idea.
We were asking the waitress if there's any helicopter services to get us to Miami, and we're looking at
probably was
$1,100 all in. We couldn't find one.
Really?
Yeah, we couldn't find a chopper to take us to Miami. But
you gotta have a better chopper.
My stepdad, we need a chopper guy. My stepdad, I would never take him as the type of guy that would be down for that. But alcohol is a hell of a drug. It's a liquid jacket. I think the critics are wrong. I think it's good for you. It releases your. It's good for your. It's
your authentic. It's literally your authentic self.
Yeah,
I mean, it's like what he thinks he wants to do. Now he has he's got an excuse to do it.
Yeah.
Exactly. So shout out to maybe we try to sign a chopper guy over here. A little chopper talk.
Any helicopter companies on the western seaboard want to? This is the biggest helicopter. What does he say in Step Brothers? On the western seaboard.
Something like that. Yeah.
The biggest helicopter leasing company on the western seaboard. Can the Oilers, McDaddy, Neon, Leon, etc. make a playoff push? Also, what's your take on the current state of the Wings? I got to take a leak. I'm going to empty some cap space, but my answer to the Oilers, never count out McDavidson.
Can the Oilers, McDaddy, Neon Leon, shine bright like a Neon Leon, make a playoff push? Absolutely they can. I think they're just coming. And I think they're going to be a team that down the stretch is probably going to play a team like the Vancouver Canucks. And I wouldn't be shocked if they beat them in 5 or 6 games just because of how lethal those players are, as you know. If they can get a little goaltending, you can have some defense led by Evan Bouchard and Darnell registered Nurse. Yeah, I mean, I think they can fuck up the West. I think that's pretty open until, in terms of until they actually get into the second, maybe the third round where you had to play a team like Vegas or LA. But yeah, they look good. They look crispy. The Wings, on the other hand, I don't know. I played for that Derek Lalonde, the coach there, Newsy. Played for him in junior. Green Bay. Shout out to the Green Bay Gamblers. Won a USHL Clark Cup with him. Thanks for asking. But the lineup there seems a little bit weird. You have a guy like Robbie Fabry who had 15 points in 17 games, and then all of a sudden Kaner comes in. He gets demoted to the fourth line, and he's playing with the weird, mix of players. He's a guy that should be in the top 6. They should, who am I to say as a coach? But I would try him with a guy like David Perron, maybe slide JT Comp from the middle and really work that line and move a guy like Mason Raymond down. Or not Mason, what's his name? Lucas, sorry.
Lucas.
Mason was a guy that played in Vancouver, but I would move Lucas Raymond down. He's kind of struggling. Maybe move him down to the third line, have him play with a guy like Sprong, a little skill there. Maybe slide Fishy down to the fourth line with Rasmussen and just kind of have them muck it up. So I don't know. It's a weird lineup when I'm just looking at their depth chart and they're not getting results, but I do hope they figure out because that's a great hockey city. I hope they can make a playoff push. And anytime you got Showtime on your team with the clock ticking in terms of his career, let's get it going, baby. This guy, he's just mint. Folks, keep tapping in here. What do we got? We got the Jets. We already kind of touched on them.
We did another Jet. I said this on Twitter, but I think that people, how do I put this? There has to be retaliation, right? And I'm not a guy.
There has to be fear.
I don't want to see people. Yeah, it's a part of the game. I mean, in football, you think receivers fucking go out there against teams that don't hit hard and they're scared to catch the ball? No, they don't want to. They don't want to run certain routes against certain guys because they know they're going to get caught. I mean, it's a part of the game, the intimidation factor. I think people that haven't played the game, they don't really understand that as well. I wish they can get a grasp on that, but I think that the best player in the Wild got taken out by a cross check, right?
Right to his ribs.
Right to his ribs. So I don't necessarily agree with a stick to a guy's face. I think that's more old school. I do get why, though.
Yep.
You're in school every day. If you get shoved into a locker every single day by the same kids, you know what's going to stop them? If you crack them. So that's kind of what the Wild wanted to do there.
And the people that are saying like that's a normal hockey play, what Brendan Dillon does, he takes 3 shots at him and he finally gets them right at that spot that if you played hockey ever, right above the pant and below the shoulder pad, and that spot fucking hurts. I mean, Kaprizov is missing time now. And for people to say like Ryan Herman, oh my God, he came in, he admitted to it on a hot mic that Cole Perfetti was wearing. It's like, do you know how many times guys do things on purpose, whether it's an elbow to the face, whether it's something to the chin, whether it's a knee, whether it's catching the guy high with a stick or an uppercut right in front of that? Like, there's so many things that happen on purpose that they just don't admit to. So it's like even Austin Watson going back a couple months ago when he took a full-on clapper at the end of the game, right to a guy's right to his knee. It's like, no shit, that was on purpose. It's like, that's the game. There's intimidation, there's fear. And if you fuck with one of my best players, our best player, there's retribution.
Yeah, I don't understand why people don't get that. Like I said, on the Sportsnet clip, it was like one side was saying no retaliation at all, just play a hard physical game. The other side was like, Jamal Myers, like, yeah, stick him in the fucking head. He won't do that again. That's not as accepted anymore, but there has to be some sort of vengeance. And people are like, oh, what is this, a savage sport? No, dude, it's about fucking the mental aspect of the game.
Yeah. I mean, you're completely right. It's just so funny. I thought that clip from Sportsnet was almost like scripted. Like, okay, we're going to take this side, and we're going to take this side. You know, the women versus the guys. But I actually don't think it was. I think it was natural. I think it was real. It's just, and again, I'm not saying that. I just think even. I don't want to be like sexist here, Rob, but I think women's hockey is even different than men's hockey. There's a little bit different mentalities there, and I think when it boils down to playoff time and guys, you're going to be dirty. It's a part of the game. It gets a little criminal out there. And I think, I don't know. I'm on Jammer's side. I just think that, not that we're right or she's wrong or, I just think at that moment, I think that play that she was arguing in Jen Botterill, who was a very smart lady, I just think that she was arguing a side where she wasn't really taking into account of Brendan Dillon of how dirty of a play that was. And
it's like you don't have to go like this to somebody. No. Between the rib cage and especially if you're built like a Capri Sun pouch like me, like when you get hit right there, like that's a dirty cross check. It is. That's a dirty play. It hurts. That they do it for a reason.
That's right on your Tony Romo's. I mean, that's right on your ribs, right on your famous Dave's, right on your famous Dave's baby back ribs. So yeah, that's tough. And obviously Hartman, is that play a little criminal? Absolutely. But that's part of the game. That happens all the time, whether guys admit it or not. That's just what happens. And good on Hartsey. I mean, he's a great team guy. And that's what happens.
You can't let your team get walked all over.
No.
Like you can't. There's no way that Kaprizov gets injured and you don't do anything about it. And people are like, oh, well, why don't you just score a goal?
Yep.
Dude, it's not about that.
No.
At all.
Folks, again, we are back live for the second period over here at Hockey Night in Scottsdale, live from the couch. North Scottsdale, Bob Gucci. Jay Swish on the call. If you're watching along, the second period, the second frame just started. 1943 on the screws and counting as Crystal Tang sends it 180 feet to Hampus Lindholm, collects the puck and sends a rim job around the end wall, right on the yellow, and Brad Marchand takes the puck, sends it in, and as Boston gets to the forecheck, but Nedeljkovic able to play it and steer it away. Folks, again, right now, 4-2. Pittsburgh leading this game, 19-23, as we have our first stoppage of play in the second period.
What an unbelievable first period. Shout out to Emily Kaplan, friend of the show. I love Emily Kaplan. Great person.
Emily Furta.
But yeah, 4-2, 19-23 remaining if you guys are following along. Thanks to the chat for keeping this shit going. I mean, you guys make the stream. Thanks for everyone that's joining and watching us. And if you're watching on a TV or a setup, wherever the fuck you got going on, send us a picture.
Send us a picture. Send us you watching the game, but more importantly, you watching the fellas over here at Hockey Night in Scottsdale. A great game we got going here, Bob Gucci. Again, folks, keep the chat going. Load up the questions because about 13 minutes, right when they go to their first commercial break during this match, we'll get at your questions. Let us know where you're tapping into. Anything you want to know around the league, in this game, what your skunk needs to be doing in the bedroom. Just let us know, and we will get to you. Always low and slow over here as they show David Pasternak. And another stoppage to play, Bob Gooch. Swayman probably going to find the screws a little bit. You got to reset. Were all those goals your fault? No, they weren't necessarily. But, hey, That's hockey, Rob, and that happens, and you got to be able to galvanize your group and maybe make a save that you probably didn't so we can get back in this game.
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't his fault. I think he'll leave a man. I think if it gets to 5 on a bad goal, maybe just for the morale of the team, you switch it up and you put Olmark in there. But I think the Bruins should maybe consider trading Olmark and trading Swayman right now. I mean, at this point, trade the whole team. Might as well trade Pasternak.
Just fucking get him out of there. Right out of there. But yes, Rob, again, folks, Jeff Carter gathers the puck here, and we got a nice little match. I anticipate now, we don't know anything, but I anticipate this one maybe being a little bit more defensive. I think probably both coaches are thinking, you know what, let's settle this fucking game down a little bit. Let's get into a forecheck. Let's, tighten up defensively. That period was a little bit of a mayhem, and, let's play a more simple, hard game and be a little bit more responsible, Rob, because 6 goals, I mean, you know how coaches are. They always just want to play defense.
Yeah, I mean, the second period, it usually tightens up. It's kind of like your wife. You might go on a trip with the boys and do a little bit of cheating, but once you have a kid, then you tighten things up and you don't do as much cheating.
You tighten up, and she kind of tightens up when you get back from that cruise too, right? It's been a couple of weeks. You haven't been laid, and all of a sudden, her box feels a little bit better, maybe a little bit better than that stripper that you were tattooing on your Carnival cruise from Orlando to Havana.
Yep.
It just is what it is.
Shout out to Havana, Cuba.
Shout out to chicks from Havana. Oh, my spicy tuna. And I see a spicy tuna question from Chris. I cannot pronounce your last name, fella, but I think that might be the guy that works at TNT with Biz. He's a producer there. Yeah, it is. So shout out to Jazzy, fella. I saw you on the TV the other night giving Colby Armstrong the crown because he was the fastest goal scorer in a Winter Classic game. So nice little touch there, fella. Low and slow as always. Bobby Gooch, Jay Swish, live from the couch. Hockey Night in Scottsdale. Bob, this mullet. I got to give a shout out quick to Howler the mascot. Last night at the game at the iconic Mullet Arena on Tuesday, I was with a couple skunks. We were sitting there, skunks, and, enjoying the game. And all of a sudden, Howler comes over, and I had sent him my specs in terms of, what kind of wig I like, because I do have a wig guy local in the Valley. And he took my specs, made sure it fit, and hand-delivered a mullet about 10 business days later, right in the middle of the game. Made me feel like the man. So this mullet, I mean, it actually feels pretty good. It looks pretty natural. Yeah, I would say, it's a little bit of a balayage kind of look. A little sandy blonde, like I maybe got a little dye job, but thanks again to Howler, the mascot of the Coyotes. Fella, we appreciate you, baby.
Yeah, a little bit of Theo Vaughn going on with that.
Yeah, Theo Ray Vaughn. It feels pretty good. It feels natural. I might wear it to the bar after to get a little wedge, a little Texas wedge cell. Oh, my sauce by Crosby.
So sick.
How filth was that? Is there anything better than unnecessary area sauce? Holy fuck, fella. That was devil's spit. My God, a little buffalo. How are you?
Listen, when you're down 4-2 at home and Crosby is throwing 2 medium pizzas for $8 each on the goal line, you're in trouble.
Is there anything sicker than backhand area sauce? So seriously, come on. That is so spicy. That is like Zip's wings, just straight sauce.
Oh, dude. Zip's waitresses, they're so horny.
They're so horny. Because all they do is sit back there and drink draft beer and just dart themselves. They just want it.
Talk about being all in.
Talk about being Johnny Champ. All fucking in.
And as you said, the play really did slow down a lot.
It slowed down. Just because coaches, how they are. Mike Sullivan, he's probably honestly telling them that they got to tighten up defensively, even though they tucked 4 goals in the first period. We can't be giving up those chances. Like, buddy, we just scored 4-2. We outscored the team. We scored 4. We allowed 2. But, let's play more offense. Fuck, we could open this game up and we're doing 10-6. Who gives a shit? But coaches, Rob, as you know, they always love preaching defense. I don't know what it is about coaches. I mean, probably right for the right reasons, but they're always just so horny for defense.
Yeah.
Like, chill out.
Chill out, dude. We'll get another one.
Yeah, we'll score again. We got Sid Crosby on our team. This 36-year-old legend. What are you talking about?
It's like getting too drunk and throwing the bomb off the balcony and it breaks. Your roommate's pissed off. It was his. Calm down, dude. We'll get another one.
We'll go right back to Dickie's Smoke Shop, and I'll buy you a new bomb, and you can even rename it. This could be his stepbrother. And it'll probably smoke a little bit better because there's no fucking resin there. Anyways, you always forget a guy like Riley Smith is on this team, Rob. A guy that came over from Vegas. Do you think he's happy to be there willingly? It's got to be tough to get traded, especially before your cup party even happens.
Yeah, dude, that really sucks. I mean, what a bitter. It just sucks because you win a cup in Las Vegas. You're living in a, per sources, actually pretty nice house, obviously a nice area. Wow, he just went into the board. It's hard.
Yeah, high and
hard. That was bachelor party hard.
That was nose over the puck, nose over the mirror at the win
Carlo for being too strong. 2 minutes. Let's take another look at this, and then we'll get back to Riley Smith.
A little cross-check, forecheck, paycheck. Wow. Yeah, I don't know. It was that Jansen Harkins who went down there into the end wall. Did he kind of go legs first almost?
Oh, but he stopped in front of him. That's a terrible call, dude.
He puts his hands on him, but I agree. That's a soft play. Like, that's not a hard cross-check.
Harkins Steelers.
You gotta be able to wear that, no?
Yeah, but 100%. But anyway, Riley Smith. First of all, how the hell do you get told you're going to Pittsburgh and be happy about it? What an absolute nightmare.
Yeah, listen, you're going to Pittsburgh, you leave the Valley, you leave the greater Nevada area, you're going from your house in Summerlin, you're going right to the Strip to T-Mobile Arena, you got go-go dancers on warm-ups, chicks with their fucking tits out on the glass for you, and now all of a sudden you haven't seen the sun in the Rust Belt city in probably about a month, your team's struggling, yeah, you're playing with great players, but that's got to be a little bit of a shell shock route.
Yeah, and you just want a cup, dude. Oh, and you got a family, too. I always forget. These guys have families. I think people forget. Guys have families. They're not just a couple assholes sitting on the couch.
No, they're not a couple. Right, they're not a couple guys that are just in their mid-30s mucking it out on a Thursday on ladies' night from the couch, dusting off parts and watching an NHL game. These guys legitimately have families. They wear wedding rings. They have skunks. They have birds. They have kids. They have the whole 9 yards, Rob. And all of a sudden, you got to pack your shit and get on that bird. It's like, ooh. But you know what? You're still in the NHL. No bad days in the National League. No bad cities. There are some that are better than others, but come on. You're in the show here.
Yeah, you're making a lot of money to play the game.
Looking
up Crosby's shots here. For anyone that took the Prize Picks bet, we need one more shot to break even, but then we're going to get 4. We need 4 out of Crosby. He's got to halfway through the tilt.
Yeah, it's like that. What is that? That Little John song, shots, fella. Come on. Let's get him pouring. Let's go hard, high and heavy. Let's shoot everything. Shoot hot. Shoot to get hot, shoot to stay hot, baby. That's all I'd always say. So just get hot, fire that puck from wherever, Rob.
Yeah, chat. Who's the leading faceoff guy in the NHL? Crosby is 5th. Who's number 1?
Is he at 60 in the hook there?
Yeah, 60%.
My God, that's a really high percentage. I wonder for 5th. That's crazy. Who's got a better faceoff percentage? Is that like Kopitar maybe?
Somebody said McLeod. Wow, 2 people said McLeod. I did not know that. Holy
Mikey snap him back McLeod. I was actually that gal that I was with at Mullet the other night, she was talking about Mikey McLeod's face-off percentage, if you believe it or not, and I didn't believe her, so that's actually funny. Okay, folks, right now we got 14:25 to play, a minute left on this power play. Well, that was almost a goal by Dickie Raquel. You can't argue how good this power play can be, though, for the Pittsburgh Penguins. 3-4 future Hall of Famers on it, depending on if Chris Letang is playing on that Ovechkin one-timer side, but a little bit of a different look right now in terms of King K being at the top. I think they're kind of working their way between the 2 positions there, both defensemen of Letang and Carlson. But look at this chance here. Low to high, right to Carlson, takes a couple steps, gets it into Dickie Raquel.
Good save.
Chucky McAvoy goes Flamingo, and Raquel's able to actually go 5-hole here on Chucky McAvoy. That was a great save.
Yeah, I would love to see Crosby get another shot, but Crosby again with the backhand sauce on the blue line. Guys, keep the chat going. Keep the comments going. We're watching the game. If you're watching along, we got 13:57 remaining in the tilt. We got big bucket Lars Eller sending it back to Letang over to Jeff Carter. Oh, that was an absolute meatball to the front.
Yeah, that was an In-N-Out burger. Confirmed. What a burger. Whatever way you want to cut it up. Folks, again, 13:44 to play right now, live from the couch at Hockey Night in Scottsdale. Pittsburgh Penguins, their power play coming in close here. We got 10 in the hook as Jeff Carter gets a BB block. Lars Eller is able to corral it, send it back to Chris Letang as he walks the line and throws a little Ray Goose sauce over the end wall. Fire that thing on net, fella. But folks,
how good is Chris Laferda?
Chris Chrissy Letang, 2 chains, Tang. Oh my God, is Malkin have a hickey on the back of his neck? What is that? Jeffy Netguard Carter, just the guy's been doing it his whole career, Rob. What does he have? Almost 1,400 matches in the league.
Mr. Manhattan Beach himself.
Mr. Manhattan Beach loves a good game of ace. That is a game of volleyball right on the fucking pier of Manhattan Beach. But puck's on net, tipped, and then banged home by Jeff Carter. He's been doing that his whole career, but always shoot. One thing, Rob, you notice in that play, Chris Letang, I was taught by a former National League defenseman, always shoot a rolling puck because you never know where that bouncy ball is going to end up. And it kind of took a weird little bounce off of Swayman's pad. Yes, Carter did deflect it, but it sits right home. He bangs it in. Carter gets his 5th of the season. Hockey night in Scottsdale, Rob, 13-14 to play. Again, just on the other side of this, we'll get to our first commercial break of the period. So, folks, get at us in the chat. Get this thing activation station. We want to hear where you're watching from, what you're doing, what's your kill count, whatever you want. Let's get this chat buzzing like Jake Muzz, baby.
Yeah, a lot of juicy rebounds in this game. It's like going home for the holidays. A lot of chicks that just broke up with their significant others, and they're looking for juicy rebounds. We can be those guys, as the great super band said.
We can be those guys. We're here for you. We're sitting in the goddamn weeds over here, just looking for anything. Getting on the prowl, getting low and slow, high and hard, whatever you want, baby. Choke and poke. That's us over here at Hockey Night in Scottsdale. As the Gensel train brings it down, all he does is tuck in the playoffs, Rob.
Yeah, good play by, who is that? Lindholm there.
Talk about rubbing one out.
Oh, rub and tug.
You ever rub
on
one
the
out?
north end. Oh, here we go.
Oh, my God.
All alone. Oh, off the pipe. He rings the doorbell. Nobody's home.
Talk about, he got rubbed out, and then just, you know what he did? He reloaded the gun. That's
All
what good players do. All rub, all tug, and what are we doing? That was post and out.
Oh, wow.
He went post Youngstown there. That was post West. My God.
Give it a shot.
Goal.
Shoot.
5-hole. No.
I need that shot so bad. Fuck. Oh, my God. What a pass by Crosby.
What is going on in this game? Boston is so discombobulated. This is insane.
Yeah, Boston needs to do fucking a little bit of ketamine. Just get to that chill.
Get to flow state right now. What is going on? As P.O. Joseph collects the puck. Folks, what a fucking match we have. Look at the shots right now. 24-11. I mean, that's like a good record for a pitcher in Cy Young. This is really unmatched right now.
Pittsburgh is on the piss.
They look so good for a team that has not been playing well all season. They come into a ladies' night at the Garden, and they are absolutely buzzing right now. I mean, they should have had 2 goals right there. That was insane. What a play by Swayman on Sid, though, to kind of come out and confront him. I think he really caught him off right guard. Shout out to the deodorant. I should put some on. I smell like shit.
It smells like shit, like a butt tuck. But yeah, what a I wish Sid shot that puck just selfishly from my bed. But
he was looking 5-hole too. You didn't see it. But Swayman was down and big. You know what I mean? Down and big like a stripper. That was just a great play.
Yeah, I mean Boston. You know they're gonna need. You know what? Do you call a timeout here if you're Boston Swish? I feel like they should.
I think you just kind of get to the TV, timeout. Get to something.
True.
Where Jimmy Montgomery can kind of bring the fellas in and say, "Hey, what the fuck's going on right now? What do we got to do, boys? We got to tighten this thing up. Our defense right now is a goddamn fire sale. I mean, they're running into guys, 2 in the pink, 1 in the stink. They're taking out guys. Now Crosby's in alone, Swayman with a very aggressive play, which I love because sometimes you got to sell the farm to make a play. And yeah, I don't know, but I think you just get to the TV timeout here, Rob. Collect your guys. Maybe get out the iPad or maybe just bring the guys in tight and say, hey, what the hell is going on?
What the fuck are we doing?
What the fuck are we doing? And what the fuck's going on with our decor? What the fuck are you guys doing? You're throwing burgers all over the place. There's people going everywhere. There's 7 different kinds of smoke coming out of our own end. Let's just simplify this fuck.
I mean, for fuck's sake, we're at home, right? I mean, this is Boston goddamn TD Garden. Let's get on the fucking horse here. Let's dial it in, as the great John Tortorella would say. Let's screw it on straight. Shout out to Chris for giving us the actual stat on
Jazzy Furt over here, like Elias Sports.
Michael McLeod.
Wow, 66% is crazy.
He must have fucking forearms like none others.
I mean, he must be rubbing a few out on both sides at least 4 to 5 times a week,
all in,
or maybe a day even. Like,
oh,
just like that. Don't call a timeout. Get the geeky train in there. Where's the pink visor fella?
Looking sneaky geeky. That was a little sneak. Was it short side?
That was cheeky. That was cheeky geeky. That thing was short side where you hide the perks. I think that might have been far side. Don't get me wrong.
I couldn't see. I'm on tons of LSD.
I mean, it was a crazy little angle though. I mean, he didn't have a whole lot of room, but don't be mistaken.
Look at McAvoy high stepping.
He was pumpernickel. Look at Clydesdale go, but I think that was far side, just a little cheap. Yeah.
Oh my God! What a fucking pass by Pasternak.
Is that far side? Far side. Yeah. That was cheeky.
That's so sick.
That was cheeky geeky. Oh my God, that was filthy. That was a great little play because Nedeljkovic there, Rob, tried to take away the angle. He doesn't think cheeky geeky can get that to the far side post, but he should have get on top of that paint a little more. But he was kind of playing it just tight to the post, and you notice just that little play right under the stick on the far side. And as Nedeljkovic, are they trading him out? No. That's going to TV time. Okay.
Yeah.
But a great little shot. I mean, that thing was inside the post. How you doing? How's your scout?
Yeah, I'm gonna tweet. Are you serious? What's Pit Viper talking about? We need one more from Sydney the Kidney. Well, we need one more to push, right? My chick broke up with me during the holidays. Don't worry, Larry Turd. It's happened to the best of us. Go out and whack a 4. Who cares? Just put all that emotion and anger into a girl that you'll never see again.
Just pump some two, Rob. Just take the screw.
Chat, keep the shit going. We're on commercial break. I'm gonna tweet this geeky highlight. Hold on a minute.
Geeky.
I'm gonna hand it off to you. While I tweet.
Folks, get at us at the chat here right now. We're at a commercial break. Again, the first one of the second frame. Where are we tapping in from? Where are you watching from? Do you have any comments, concerns, or questions for this match? Right now, Bob Gucci firing off a little bit of a tweet, but ask us anything. Fire away, baby. We're a goddamn open book over here. Space. What's this guy's name? Checking in from the West Loop, fella. Chucky Sheehan, how you doing, buddy? Where are we watching from the West Loop? What a spot. The Black Barrel Tavern is one of my favorite spots. If you ever go in there, talk to the owner who snows in the back closet from time to time and runs the tunes, actually, is about a 65-year-old from the south side of Chicago. His name is Georgie. He's a great dude. He always hires a pretty good staff in there that can throw both ways and keep up with the fellas. So where are you tapping in from the West Loop of Chicago? That's where my sister actually lives. So a couple great spots there. The Texan, another spot I love to hit up. So, fella, let us know. This fella right here, Space Safari 1. I've been pumping 2s and 4s for a little bit now. It doesn't get any better. 2s and 4s, man. I mean, listen, with the lights off, you can't tell the difference. So get in there, get your nose over it, and just get dirty. Elbows up, tuck your chin, tucking, fucking, and sucking. That's what they do, and it doesn't matter. Fellas, if you get 10 pumps at the end of the day, it is still a kill. All righty, folks, we're getting back to the game here. Second period, live from the couch. Hockey night in Scottsdale. 9:50 to play in the second frame. Right now, a great little goal by Cheeky Geeky. That was a sneaky little play on the stick side in terms of a bad angle shot. Being able to beat Nedeljkovic kind of from an angle just below the dot. McAvoy was high-stepping through the neutral zone, kicked it out, and ultimately found Geeky streaking over. So great little play there. You love to see it. And I think Boston, Rob, right now has a little bit more life in terms of, okay, 5-2, kind of out of reach. 5-3, hey, the worst lead in hockey, like we say over here in Scottsdale, is 2, sometimes 3. And right now, I think they got a chance. I think they're, they look like they got a step. They're kind of high-stepping a little better. They have, a little life in that team and a little belief. Hey, we can get back in this game. We get 1. Okay, now it's only 5-4. So look for the Boston Bruins to make a push here. I wouldn't be surprised if they get another one in the next 4 to 5 minutes. And I think this game could easily be like a 7-6 type of game, maybe 6-6 going in overtime. So we'll be on top of that. Right now, they're showing a couple highlights from the Rangers and the Blackhawks game. New York leading the Blackhawks at MSG right now, 2 Cubs. So, folks, the Bruins with a little bit of life going into the latter half here of the second period. But again, live from the couch, North Scottsdale, hockey night in Scottsdale. Folks, get us in the chat. There'll be another commercial break in the next 2 to 3 minutes. If you're following along right now, we have 8:51 to play in the second frame as Pittsburgh regains possession and is in Boston's end. David Pastrnak collects the puck and reviews his options, sends it to Matt Grzyk, who makes a nice little play through the neutral zone, kicks it out to Pastrnak. Oh, the old Ovechkin slip play. Nice little play there. Yeah, I think Boston right now, I think they have a push. I think they can get her going here. Low and slow, baby. Let's keep her going.
Sorry, that one took me a while because I couldn't fit it in the tweet.
Yeah, a little
Switch. I'd love to see Boston get back in this game too. Like we don't want to blow out, right? Like no. I don't want to blow out like I'm at the dry bar. I'd rather see a close game, a good game. But I'm happy they got within 2.
Yeah, you don't need to get blown out like you're coming out of a car wash, right? With all those big fans. Like, let's be honest here. We'd like to see a little Boston cream pie. Maybe they can get back in this thing and really shove it down Pittsburgh's throat. Right now, trailing by 2. But I think if they get that next goal, Rob, in terms of just the way they're playing, you can tell they have life now. They're coming back in this game. You can see they're going downhill. Their defense, they look more assertive. So look for Boston to make a push here in the next 7 minutes, get this thing maybe to 5-4 before the period ends. But I think even if they just set up their game to a point where they're playing good hockey going into the third, they're in a great spot to tie this thing up because Pittsburgh, as you know, is not perfect.
Yep. Yeah, I think they're going to make a good push here. I mean, especially since it's towards the end of the second or kind of in the middle of it. But I mean, that's a massive goal.
Yeah, they got a lot of time here. I mean, they can get something going and they can score with the best of them. I think this game is very well within reach. I think Pittsburgh a little bit on their heels right now in terms of, okay, now it's a game that we got to get back to. We're only up 2. You know how lethal this power play is for Boston. We don't want to take any penalties if you're Pittsburgh. And we really want to manage this game because this thing could be tied up quickly. So the next goal, I think, is going to decide the game, Rob, in terms of, if Pittsburgh can get on the board and make this thing 6-3 with extend their lead again. That's a tough hill to climb, especially with only 20 minutes to play. But right now, Boston in this game as ever.
I mean, dude, it could be 6-2 or it can be 5-3. In terms of a woman, do you want a woman that's 6'2" or 5'3"? It's a big difference. It's
like
just
a tight little
game.
woman. Yes, I need a tight little mamacita. 6'2". Now she can't wear the heels, right? I'm a bigger fan.
Now I can hit it from the back. I'm like underneath. I don't know what to do. No disrespect.
You're talking to a defensive end at that point, Rob.
Yeah, I'm talking about a nose tackle. No disrespect. I'm no Leo DiCaprio.
No, I'm a soft 5 over here, but I don't want an outside hitter that played at the University of Ole Miss on the volleyball team, right? I need maybe the libero, a little smaller mamacita. So, folks, at a commercial break right now, Bobby Gooch, get at us in the chat. Folks, come on, baby.
Chat.
Let's get her going.
Liven up, chat. It's 5-3 in Boston.
We got 160 people
Give
on
us
here.
something.
Give us something, baby. Come on. We got the
something
energy
to work with. Give me something, little mama.
Come on, baby. Give me a little something I can work with. Give me an in. Come on. Where are we tapping in, baby?
No disrespect to the giant women community, but women should not be over 6 feet tall. That's going to get me in trouble with the, do I dare say, the blue hair community, but it is what it is.
It is what it ain't.
It is what it ain't. That's true, too.
Right. It is what it ain't.
I like
what it is, what it is.
We have King Juicy tapping in here who likes tall women, boys. Hey, I'm not saying that tall women can't be hot. I'm just saying I prefer 5'3" over a 6'2". That's just preference.
That's just preference. But, I mean, they can all play, Rob. Like, who's to say a girl that's 6 feet tall can't be a rocket, a.k.a. Maurice Richard? Like, she can still be a rocket. It's just, at the end of the day, if they're equal, the playing field's equal, they're both 10s, you're probably going with the little smaller Shelby.
Yeah,
it is what it is.
It's easy to throw around.
Who are we to stay over here?
Yeah, who the fuck are we? I'm ugly as hell.
I'm literally a 4 with a mullet.
I'm fucking disgusting. I stink. All right.
Showered since Sunday.
We're getting a little misogynistic in the chat with anything over 5'7" is pushing it. Coming in from Space Safari.
5'9".
I don't mind a chick that's 5'9". I'll take anything I can get. I don't care if she's 7'1". Just don't have a penis. So, fellas,
or had a wrench. Like, come on, just be all natural, be grass fed.
Sup, fellas, checking in from the Big Apple. Hell yeah, New York City show, January 26th. Hockey naysayers in Scottsdale. Hell yeah, what up, New York City? Will be a more electric to follow. I forget what that was referring to. Even
Jason Clark, shout out to that fella, good dude. Actually, I don't know. Would be more electric to follow. I'm not sure, but fella, thanks for tapping in. We got another penalty coming up. As we said, don't send them to the power play over here at Hockey Night, Scottsdale, because this power play is fucking lethal. Charlie Coyle just had a very good chance taken away from him, I believe. I was looking at the chat, but again, Boston going to the power play here. Pittsburgh on their goddamn heels. Chris Letang going to sit for 2 minutes and feel shame. Right now, Gooch, if you're Boston, you need one here. Oh my God!
Oh my God! That's as bad. That's an absolute full Jack Sparrow hook.
That is a full Jack Sparrow hook. Would you agree with that call? Like, it's in his midsection, but does he really affect the play in terms of Coyle's not getting full lumber on that as is because his stick, he had a limp dick there. I don't know. I like the play, but I think it's a penalty. But I don't know if he's really taking away a scoring chance. I agree with the call, but anyways, I love goals over here. Let's get it going, baby. I can't believe Sneaky Cheeky Geeky is in the first power play here. That's pretty crazy.
Yeah, I love that he called out that band World Juniors called.
Yeah,
I brother. I thought it was a fake account.
Yeah, that was his brother too, right?
Yeah, his brother. Yeah,
you got to stick up for the fella here. Right now, Bob Gooch, if you're Boston, you need a goal. You don't need it, but you would love it, right?
Yeah.
You would like to see this unit snap it around, get Marshawn involved, get that thing going, maybe a little one-timer. How are you doing? So
you don't need a goal here. You want one. It's kind of like me at the bar. I don't need to comment on the waitress's front porch, but I kind of want it.
So it's kind of like you where you don't need one at the bar, but some out of nowhere, you just order a Jägermeister shot. You love that play. You're like borderline cut off, and all of a sudden you order a French onion soup and a Jägermeister shot. It's the most random play I've ever seen, but I love it.
That is my signature. Swish, I will announce to the people right now real quick.
Yep.
I did order mics for live streaming. They actually get in tomorrow.
Okay.
So you guys, if you'd like to stream, you could follow Swish and I along on a night out, just going to the bar, going to a restaurant, and you can and we have a cameraman all lined up. So it's going to be hockey night in Scottsdale takes Scottsdale. It's going to be really sick. And it's going to be great. I'm going to actually try to intentionally get arrested.
That would be unbelievable. When's the last time you did get arrested? Was that
2016? I did get arrested.
Okay.
Actually, no.
So it was post-lockout, but it's been a few years.
No. 2000, post-lockout for sure. 2015 Swiss. The last time
2 years after the half-year lockout. Okay, so it's been almost 10 years since the last time you were behind bars.
Yeah.
Imagine that content, though, literally getting locked up. Literally getting locked up just for the content. That would be like a fertile level you could not teach.
Yeah, I would love to get like a little.
Pocket. Oh, good. What
good block.
By Marcus
Good H&R block.
That was a hell of a Michael block.
But yeah, chat, tell us, do you guys want to see an IRL stream of us, which means in real life stream of us, possibly this weekend, Swish? I don't know your plans.
Yeah, I would be down to get in one. I thought it was going to be a sober January, and then I had a Irish coffee before the show with you, Bob. So it turned into a damp January, and it looks like we might be hopping on a full-on bender again. Look, I'm only a goddamn human, and so are you. But when you come off the chin of a 2 or 3 day New Year's Eve bender on amateur night, you like to tell yourself, hey, I might sober the fuck up, but then Friday rolls around, you put on This Afternoon by a Nickelback, and all of a sudden you're 15 deep, and it's only 3 p.m. East. So, yeah, I don't know. We'll see. Might be doing a matinee tomorrow. Who knows?
Yeah, who knows? I mean, I really have a serious problem. But anyway, full strength as Lindholm drops the puck to Shattenkirk.
It's hilarious. A D-to-D drop. You got to love that little switch and click and bait there. Wow, that was the old Dipsy-Doo Dunkaroo.
The audio go? Sorry.
No, it's
Dipsy-Doo Dunkaroo, my bad.
Yeah, Dipsy-Doo Dunkaroo. I don't know what's going on. I think it's ESPN, not the TV. But yeah, I don't know. That was kind of like a switch and bait there. I don't know what was going on.
Word on the streets, hockey night in Scottsdale is the most hostile environment to play in. We've only had one person here, and that's Paul Bissonette. Tweet at Biz, ask him where he's at.
Yeah, we got to start getting some more live people on, and we'll do that in the second half here, Bob. But this is the first show of 2024.
Yeah,
and it's just great to be back with you, Bob. It's been what were we, like 10 or 12 days off since the last one, so it's been awesome. The boys are back in the mix. We got a lot of people tapped in right now. We have 180 people in the mix. Folks, if you're in the chat, baby, don't be shy. Just get at us. We are the men of the people. This is the People's Insider. This is Bobby Gooch. This is the Heat Daddy. Just ask us anything. Tell us a story, whatever it is. What do you want to hear? Maybe a funny, something funny that happened over the weekend with your girlfriend or your ex-wife. Whatever it is, ask us something. But we're at a commercial break right now, so we'd rather, talk to you than look at a $7 lovers deal from Pizza Hut.
Yeah, I mean, we have Barbecue Williams tapping in saying, hello, fellas, super stanky tonight. I had a 3. Bless me with the gift that keeps on giving. Hey, man, listen. 3, 10, it doesn't matter what she is, dude. If we're all in here, we're all trying to get some action. On to the next question before I say more things that are derogatory. What is the ideal hockey alcohol? I will say this. I did get healthy scratched, Swish, back in college because I got caught with a little bit of Bailey's in my coffee, and I was on a little bit of PCP.
A little PCP and a couple Percocets. We're talking crush them up and throw them up your nostrils. But yeah, I would say the ideal hockey alcohol, probably beer. You're playing beer. They just keep it up the wall, a little Busch Light, put it in the water bottle, have 6 to 8. If not, I would say Tito soda, a little splash of cranberry, not too much. Make that about an 85-15 mix. And when you're doing that, I just think vodka, Rob, it's kind of similar to beer. You can just have like 30 of them and you just kind of remain the same.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It happens also when you have an alcoholic problem
right.
itself.
Yeah, same too. So, yeah, get the IV bag out of Tito's and just kind of dust it off.
Wow, we have someone who left work early for this. I don't know if you mean our stream or the game. Either way, regardless, thank you for joining. This has been awesome. 200 people in here. It's amazing. I forgot about that trade. Coyle for Donato. Wow. I mean, listen, Coyle's having a good year right now, but I think last year you kind of struggled a little bit.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm just an asshole on the couch.
No, and I think that was, the Bruins wanted to get rid of Donato. He had a lot of he was a promising young prospect too at the time, right? They were probably thinking, hey, we might have to pay this guy $5 million. Why don't we get Charlie Coyle, sign him long-term or pay him about $5 and a hook? And he's also a center iceman with a little more experience. So people forget at the time that Donato was a very promising prospect out of Harvard, probably a little bit overhyped to what he's become. But Charlie Coyle, for Chiefs Bergeron retiring last year, he's really stepped up and, filled out those skis in terms of playing big boy hockey. And I would say probably outperforming what his pace is normally. But if he can get you 50, 60 points, I mean, and do it in playoffs, like that's an absolute bargain. That's like Costco fucking paper towel wholesale type deals.
Yeah.
We're talking 168 rolls for $14.
Yeah, I mean, we're talking about having a threesome in Cabo just because it's Cabo. What bars are we hitting in Toronto for All-Star Weekend? I did want to make that announcement at the intermission because the game's going on, but it is true. Hockey Night in Scottsdale will be in Toronto. We're going to be mucking around. We don't really have plans. There is rumblings that we may make an appearance on a certain show, but I will hit any bar that serves liquor, my friend.
Yeah, we'll be buzzing around there all weekend. I don't know what the exact plan is. We're actually maybe going to have a live show, maybe, I would say, Rob. We're kind of just working it out in terms of if it makes sense, the logistics, but we'll be buzzing around. We might be appearing on a couple of other live shows, so stay tuned. But the boys will be in the arena. We'll be boots on the ground in Toronto, and that is the biggest thing, Rob. We'll be buzzing around with the people. So I imagine us tapping in from a lot of different places and just kind of chopping it up with the people, bringing Hockey Night in Scottsdale right to your face, right in your jaw, and having a couple further.
We got Rob tapping in. Let's have some fun, boys. Thank you for coming in to chat, dude. It's been a great chat tonight. Our first show of 2024. We have 2:22 remaining in the second period here, Swish.
Yeah, we got 2:22, 2:18 and counting as Pavel Zacha kind of massages the puck, sends it over to Matt Grzelcyk as he really dusts that thing off. David Pastrnak able to send in a little bit of a dump that Morgan Geekie beats out racing Drew O'Connor as they tie it up on the end wall just below the goal line. Folks, again, if you're following along right now, 2 minutes remaining in the second frame as we are 5-3 Pittsburgh live from the couch. This game in Boston at TD Bank Garden with the visiting Pittsburgh Penguins hanging on right now in terms of the ice has tilted Boston's way. At one point, Rob, the shots were 25-11. Right now, Pittsburgh leading the shots 28-19. So a great late push in terms of the second half, the latter half of this period. Crosby looks great. Pasta's kind of getting going, but this is a great game. And I think we're going to have a great third. So, folks, we have about 200 people in here. Keep tapping in. Ask us questions because in the next 2 minutes, as you know, we'll be going strictly to the chat during the intermission break. So whatever you're tapping in from, any questions, any suggestions from us, do you want to see us do the World Junior game tomorrow with USA being in the final? We'd love to bring it to you. If you people want to watch it with us and it's worth it, fuck yeah, we'll do it. This is the people's fucking, this is the people's stream. This is what we do. So, Bob, 148 left here, fella.
Yeah, this is really Skechers shaping up to be a great third period, and I'm excited for it. If you're new here, it looks like we have a lot of new faces. Last time we got done with this, there was a lot of new faces. I'm not sure if that's the case this week, but typically during the intermission, we go a little off topic. It mostly revolves around the chat. If anything you want to say, did your skunk break up with you over the holidays? Do you need some advice?
Should you leave your skunk?
Should you leave your bird? We're here to help you out.
Should you cheat on her? Maybe if you're going on a boys' trip. These are all valid questions.
These are things we need to talk about.
These are things we really need to hash out in terms of just getting down to the nitty-gritty of our chat because we want to get to know you people. We want to get to know our demographic, and I think we know that, Rob, but it's always good just to relate to the people because there's a lot of similar, like-minded people in this chat that throw both ways, fuck hard, and usually go to the bar for one, stay for two, home by three type of people. So, folks, again, get at us in the chat. We have a minute left. That is 58 seconds left remaining in the second frame. The Pittsburgh Penguins leading the Boston Bruins 5-3. The home team looking to get this thing back to a game as we go into the third period. I think we're going to have a great third period here, but we'll see, Rob. It always just depends. And as you know, it's not what you do, it's the scoreboard, fellas. So Boston needs some action, Jackson.
Oh!
Like that.
Are you serious? We can't be serious. Madness, baby.
How mad do you think the guy 501 at this right now as I bang this stick? Oh my God, we got a game.
Oh my God, an absolute Kim Jong bomb.
Holy fuck, that was
Oh
Hiroshima
my
and
God.
Nagasaki.
The entire country of Hawaii is underwater right
He
now.
blew that puck up like the city of Baghdad with George W. at the helm. My
Oh
God.
my God, we're fighting for freedom. We might steal a little bit of oil from Iraq, but that was an absolute drone strike.
Holy shit, straight out of Dubai. That thing was a piss missile.
Oh my God.
Posting in, fella. My God.
Post Malone.
Holy shit, he stopped at USPS. That is posting in. Chin music. Let's go, baby.
Jesus Christ.
Wow. We got a game. We said they needed to get going. We said they needed that power play, maybe. Rob, the ice has been severely tilted. Kilt, by the way. The official nukes of Hockey Night Scottsdale. Wow, the ice is tilted. We have the Boston Bruins. Folks, 5-4 going into the third period. Wow, what a shot by Carlo, though. In all seriousness, he just laid into that.
Yeah, that was a fucking.
Holy fuck. I mean, he got, I don't know what flex he uses, but that thing was like, he was almost like he was just teeing off on a broad. Like, that thing was insane. It was like the hardest shot competition, kind of in terms of just how he really was able to lay into that thing. That was awesome. So, great shot by Carlo. We touched on his game and how much he's evolved as a player, in the last couple of years, really stepping in to be a bona fide, probably number 2 to 3, maybe 4 defenseman. I would say he's a good 3. And a very value price, only makes about 4 and a hook. So, a kid that's from Colorado, a great player, played in the Western League. Only a 1996 born is a big boy. So, wow, what a shot by Carlo. Folks, going into the final frame here, going into our second intermission, that's the end of 2 over here at Hockey Night Scottsdale from the couch. Nedeljkovic, he's got to be in a little bit of a blender right now. I just think the goalie's not, it's been a tough luck both ways for the netminders. They're struggling to see the pucks. There's a lot of traffic in front. There's been some weird goals. So, wow, what a matchup. What an entertaining game. Obviously, the over has hit by now. And, yeah, get us in the chat. Gooch, what do we got in terms of just questions?
We're going to need to do a little switch right now. We're going to need to use the mic from your laptop.
Okay.
So, we're going to add you to the stage. Go this way. Mute my mic. Oh, yeah. Can you hear us? Mic check.
Folks, mic check. Yeah, that was an absolute rage. Yeah. Rager, that was an absolute Jaeger bomb. Ferda from your parents' bedroom. That was sick.
Oh my God, I got so fat over break. I just hate looking at myself right now. But hey, who's counting? Who gives a fuck? Yeah. Are you good on mic? Can we get a mic check, please? Can I use your George Bush airstrike comment?
Yeah, you can.
All right, I'm gonna say that.
Pascal, DUI, pussy, sup, swish. Besides an Irish coffee, what is your bev of choice? Alcoholic, of course. What up, brother? Swish here. Thank you for tapping in tonight. We appreciate you all joining the live stream. We love it. This is why we do it for the people and to answer questions like this, honestly. My drink of choice that I normally switch to after the Irish coffees, and especially if it's going to be not typically a low and slow night, right? Like I'm getting it going. I'm going hot and hard. It's high and hard. It's a really big night that I'm kind of gearing up for. I will usually tap into the Tito's soda. That's a double Tito's on the rocks, on the Dwayne Johnsons, as I like to call it. So Tito's on the rocks, a little splash of soda, and then a little splash of cranberry. And that really just sets my screws accordingly. And I think that, for me, is probably my drink of choice. I also, especially being down here in the desert with a little bit of a tropical vibe, I'll like to go to a skinny marg, stay light, fella. So I'll do a skinny marg, hold the salt on the rim. I don't need that. But I would say one of the two. Tequila, obviously being a proven upper. I think Tito's is more of just the 87 unleaded. It's just pure gasoline. It's easy to drink, especially with some Tito's, some soda, a little cranberry, and then a touch of lime. That's usually the fellas, especially at North Dakota where I went to school at. That's kind of our drink of choice. Every year we do this golf trip. That's what the boys are hammering. So Tito's soda, splash of cranberry, keep the fucking change is probably my go-to.
Keep the fucking change. Swish, can you click on the chat and see if you can broadcast them or just me? You can't click on those, can you? Like, click on a comment. No?
No.
All right. I'll get it going.
All right, we got tapping in from the north, good old New Jersey. could be the most underrated area for hockey in America? Well, it's the Peace Garden State, I believe. Shout out to Kenny Agostino, Kenny Agaferta, absolute beauty. He was a nail gun. He's a guy that I play with in Toronto and in St. Louis in their organizations. He plays in the German league right now, but a guy that's from Morristown, New Jersey, national champion at Yale University, 2013. Unbelievable player, unbelievable flop in terms of his tongues. So he goes tongues out, folks, flops them down. He's a 10-year pro now, a great player from the state of New Jersey. Guys like JVR, his brother TVR, the Van Riemsdykes, New Jersey guys. Great hockey there. Johnny Gaudreau, I think he's from the Philly side, but he's a guy that grew up right around that New Jersey, Pennsylvania line. So, yeah, great hockey in New Jersey, always been. So, yeah, shout out to New Jersey. Great spot. What bars are we hitting in TO for the All-Star Weekend? Joey Povolo, fella. One of my favorite spots of all times that I love to start at, King Taps. How you doing? Great sports bar, sneaky good pizza, great trim, always walking around there. So let's start at King Taps. We'll have a few. We'll go low and slow there. And then obviously just walk west on King Street and whatever. It just kind of opens, right? If you build, they will come. There's that new spot there, Paris Texan. Obviously a spot like Marble or Mademoiselle. Those places always get going. Another spot, locals only. Great little spot in the basement. I like to go in there and usually they let you control the tunes in there. So that's a great little spot. But, yeah, we'll start at King Taps and get it going low and slow. What else we got, Gooch?
Colton St. Clair. I think I played against that kid in men's league in Scottsdale. I think he's a UND guy.
Yeah, he is. Colton St. Ferd. He's actually coaching in the Null right now up in northern Minnesota. He was a guy that I went to school with. Actually was one of my classmates, Rob. He redshirted a year and ended up kind of just taking on our class. So Colton St. Ferda. You know what he loves? He loves maybe. I don't know about anymore.
I don't anybody.
But he loves a Grizzly Wintergreen Chew half can right front bunk. Like he just throws the most chew you've ever seen in his mouth, packs it long cut right in his front lip.
Start making bets for hockey night so we can all bet together. Yeah, I pretty much do, man. I do that. It gets announced right before the stream, actually. Bit of an Emmanuel echo now. Good reference. Mic sounds fine. Thank you.
I got my gloves on now, fella. Got my Franklin's.
The only thing that gets me going more than boys' church is watching Crosby play. Thoughts on his play? I mean, yeah, dude, the guy's an absolute stud. He's a freak. I mean, he's arguably the best athlete in modern era. I mean, it's crazy to say that, but when you really look at it in his longevity and the sport of hockey, of how hard it is on your body and the concussions he's had and everything in between, I mean, to say that guy is not one of the best top three athletes from 2005 to 2024, which we're in now, would be crazy to say. He's unbelievable. He's right up there with LeBron as far as I'm concerned. This guy deserves Mount Rushmore status in terms of some of the greatest players to ever play hockey. He's fucking unbelievable. Yeah, he's unbelievable. I'm going to cry when he retires. I know I've said it a million times. But
I hope he just gets close to Gordie Howe's record, man. That would be sick if he was second all time. Devin McAllister, Swish, you ever seen a goal scored in the weight room? I've never seen a goal. It's crazy to say that how many guys think they can score from a bench press. Like, I've never seen a bench press at center ice, and nor have I ever seen a stick long enough to score from the weight room. Guys use long sticks. Chara, he had a long stick. Matt Zuccarello, a really long piece of lumber. But I've never seen a guy pull a toe drag from the weight room and go bar Mexico with it. So I've never seen a guy score from the weight room. Also, dumbbells don't score goals. So, boys, stretch your body, stretch your career. Keep that body tight, keep it light, but I've never seen a guy score from the weight room. I'm still waiting to see a bench press at center ice, Rob.
Who's to say I don't do blow tonight? Just do it.
Well, I mean, if your name's Chaos, you're probably doing some snow.
Barnburner, Nashville incoming. I don't have an update on any of the scores going on in other games.
I don't either, but send them in here. Let's get it going. What do we got?
Yeah, well, he has a kind of – was he sparring with Sean Strickland recently? Like, he's got a nice –
yeah, I don't know if he went and saw Sugar Shane O'Ferda and his trainer down here during the Christmas break and was throwing lefts and rights, but I'm not sure how Sid got that black eye. I don't know if that's a Blackie Chan in terms of a practice tip or if it happened to a game. I don't follow Pittsburgh every night, but that's a nice little shiner he's got.
Wait, did Frank Matrano make the All-Star game?
Frankie Ferda? I'm not sure, but every year he's up for the Cy Young.
If he did, good for him.
Yeah, good for him.
Ziegler's been – you know what I realized on Twitter recently? a lot of people are like turning on Zegras. Like a lot of Ducks fans are pissed with him. I haven't watched the Ducks, so I don't know.
So here's my take on Zegras. I was talking to someone last night because they were playing the Coyotes, and I was trying to figure out why he's struggling. And I think he's a decent kid. I think he's great for the game. I mean, he's on the cover of EA Sports. But to me, Rob, he's like the and one mixtape tour of hockey. Like he's like the professor. Remember back in the day with like Skip to My Lou and those guys that would go on the and one mixtape and they would pull out all these hot sauce. They pulled out all those fancy moves and it didn't really correlate or transform to actual gameplay. Now I think out there he's just thinking about flipping the puck over the net and doing the Michigan and not really playing, I don't know, a North game that you kind of need to in the National League over, a period of time with longevity. Now, I think this coach is a hard ass with the Ducks now, this Greg Cronin. Yeah. He comes in there. Now he's trying to teach Zegras how to play defense and how to play, proper hockey or a team game. And I think Zegras right now, coming in late, getting hurt, now he's got all these thoughts in his head and it's taken away from his natural offensive ability where he's got so many thoughts now how he should play versus how he wants to play. So I hope he figures it out because I think he is good for the game. But to me, he's a little bit of an and one mixtape player out there.
Yeah, I mean, this is the thing with Zegras. If he's going to play like that, I think the Ducks, you can't force him to play a different way. Maybe he can be a little bit responsible defensively, but then build around him, like put two nail guns on a line with him, right? Like put like a Cogliano type player on his wing or something like that.
And just put like a very heavy North player and then like a good centerman so he can kind of play the give and go game with it. That could be Troy Terry, but I don't know, Rob. When I watch his game, I just think there's a lot of holes in there. And it's like there's probably a reason why Patty Verbeek didn't give him that long-term deal. But then you piss off the player too, right? So he comes into the season in a bad attitude. And then I always go back to that first practice where Greg Cronin had him out there doing the Iron Cross, which is a drill for folks that don't know, where you don't use a stick and you start on one of the face-off dots and you're doing agility. So you start in the middle at the dot, you go up to the top of the circle, back, and then you go. So it's like you go up, back, to the side. So it's like you're doing like the north, south, east, west, touching all sorts of the dot. And like why are you trying to be a hard ass with this guy coming into camp? I know what he's trying to do, but it's just, I think it didn't start off on the right foot, the right Adam foot. And now it's kind of, he gets hurt. He's trying to work his way back from injury. It's a hard spot to be in for Zegras. So I don't know. I hope for the best for him though.
Someone wants to know about your year last year, but
yeah, Canadian fella, what up, baby? Last year I got absolutely blindsided in a game in Switzerland. I was coming across the offensive zone blue line on a 5-on-4. We're on a power play. I got a drop pass. I looked up. I saw three guys. So I was like, okay, I'm good. I kind of took the puck into the middle right off the dot. And this guy, for whatever reason, from the other dot, like because a penalty kill normally kills in a box, folks. So he came over from the other side of the box, dot to dot, and absolutely buried my chin in the ice. And I was having symptoms for like 6 or 7 months. I tried to come back a couple times. I wasn't able to shake it. I would get like really dizzy during games, and it fucked me up to a point where I kind of like looked at it in a different lens. I was like, when I finally got healthy after about 9 months, I was like, you know what? This ain't worth it. I got to take my talents over here to Hockey Night in Scottsdale. And now we're just a couple middle-aged assholes, Bob Gooch, sitting on a couch, chopping it up with a pair of Franklin mitts on and a stick. So that was that, baby.
I'm not sure of the schedule tonight. Someone let us know what games are going on. But I love that big boy fuck you Western Conference hockey. It's been great recently, Switch. It's been absolutely unbelievable. Just seeing like the Kings play Colorado, just that fuck you hockey. You know what I mean? Wow.
Yeah.
Vetrano's a fucking all-star, dude.
Hey, now you're an all-star. Frankie Vetrano, and good on you, fella. That's cool to see. Obviously, they don't really have a bona fide all-star on that team, but he's been playing well. He's got a lot of goals, and
good for him, man.
Great for him. Frankie Meatballs, good Italian kid, played at UMass Slamhurst. But yeah, back to your point, Bob. Back to your point, Gooch. Like, big boy, fuck you hockey. It's always been that way. It's been that way since I can remember. 2010, where the St. Louis Blues would play a team like the LA Kings. It'd be Dwight King, Jordan Nolan, Jarrett Stoll, all these big boys, Matt Green, and they just fucking throw both ways, hit, chuck, duck, and fuck. And it's kind of still there in terms of, I think the East is always a little bit faster and quicker, and the West is always a little bit bigger, more heavy, more of a North-South game. So I love North hockey. I love big boy hockey, even Western League hockey. So
Honestly, I'm not too sure what's going on with Meyer. I know he had a really, really slow start, but hasn't he played well up until I didn't even realize he was on the IR. When did that happen? I think he was playing well right before that for a couple
He was
games.
playing okay before that. I think he was starting to get hot in terms of just finding his stride a little bit. New Jersey, it's taken him a while to kind of find where he belongs in that lineup. Then he goes down with the injury, which is unfortunate. But yeah, I don't know. It's been a weird season for a guy making what, 9 and a hook there. It's a steep salary. Like you better have 40 goals making 9 and a hook, right?
Yeah, definitely. Never understood why the Iron Cross is a punishment, dude.
No way. The
Adam
Sandman
Sandler
is balling in Tucson. Is he going to Gentle Ben's tonight? Shout out to Gentle Ben's in Tucson. I think probably no one in this chat knows what I'm talking about, but what a fucking bar.
What coach let you on the papers?
PDP.
Not me. I was never on a power play.
Every one of them. Yeah, every one of them besides the National League. Are the Canucks going to load up before the trade deadline? Now, listen, what do they really need? I think they probably need another defenseman back there, maybe another big, heavy body. Yes, they picked up Zadorov, but I would like to see maybe if they can go out and find someone with a little bit more capability in terms of to move the puck. Now, could you go get a guy that's like a Tanev, Toronto? I know they're trying to swipe in on him, but could you go get Tanev again? Get him back in Vancouver? I don't know. I think they maybe add that. Maybe look at adding maybe one more piece up front in terms of a depth piece on their bottom six. But that guy like Sam Lafferty has been really good. But someone like that, just they have a little wiggle room there. I don't know, Bob. I'm still not buying into the whole Canucks thing, but that's just me over here sitting again with a mullet wig on and a pair of fast shades. So.
Can you give a quick rundown of Riley driving his truck through a Tim Hortons? I always have to stay away from the drunk driving jokes because, like, my account originated from Danny Heatley.
Yeah.
So, like, it sucks,
right.
though, because sometimes I do have the urge to tweet about drunk
driving.
Definitely don't drunk drive. We're not a fan of that over here at Hockey Night in Scottsdale.
No.
Here the Canucks are pursuing Lee Stepniak. Actually, I think the Bruins have him locked up with Brian Giunta as well.
Lee Stepniak. Actually, a scout player development guy for the Coyotes. So shout out to Lee Furty. Yeah, just working away at another team.
The worst skating drill. I just say just like Herbies.
Yeah, Herbie Brooks, where you go goal line, blue line, goal line, red line, goal line, far blue, goal line, goal line. Those are always the worst. We always used to do this. There's this test that Bruce Boudreau actually started, and like every coach followed suit in terms of even like our college hockey coach back in the day, Dave Haxtell, would do. They were called 4x4.5s, Rob, where you go goal line back, goal line through the red line. So that's 2.5 times down, and you have to do it under 35 seconds. You have to do it 4 or 5 times under
35 seconds.
Oh yeah. It was insane. So you have to do the first 3 or 4 under 35, and then the next one, your last one, could be about 38 seconds. That was always the worst one, and a lot of coaches would do that in camp or during the season to get a measuring stick of where your conditioning was at. And man, that test was insane.
Dude, I couldn't do that in 3 minutes.
It was so hard, and you only get 90 seconds in between. It was crazy.
How did the Franklin events and baseball pants work in Scottsdale? Switch, I saw you out in those. Did you actually go out wearing baseball pants?
Yeah, I wore these. I got them on right now. And they were such a hit.
So sick.
They were such a hit, man. I was at the bar sitting there with my baseball pants on, and then people were coming up to me like, dude, do you actually have baseball pants on right now? And like, where did you get those? I'm like, I got them right across the street at Dick's, bro. And he's like, no way. Like, you're actually wearing baseball pants? I'm like, yeah, look at my gloves. And I pulled out my gloves, and they're like, they just like thought I was like some freak, which I am. I'm a sick fuck. But yeah, they were a big hit. I mean, with the ladies, I can't say we were perfect, but with all the frat guys and just people buzzing around Old Town here, it was a hit.
Any ladies come up to you and say, hey, where's your baseball bat? I want to find out later.
So next time, Rob, you know what I want to do is I want to hit the diamond before and slide a couple times so it looks like I'm fresh off of 9 innings.
That would be fucking sick.
Imagine that.
Probably not your – yeah, that would be fucking nails. Probably not your demo, but a 55-year-old D3 alumni, played more of the men's league than youth. Love you guys. Hey, we welcome all people in here, whether you're white, you're purple, you're Hispanic lady that's 5'2", that speaks broken English with a big rack and a back porch. We welcome all walks of life here on Hockey Night in Scottsdale.
Coop, that's awesome. I mean, 55 years old, that is so filth.
Thanks for joining, dude. Fuck it.
Yeah, that is nailed.
Vote Nick Schmaltz for All-Star Game. Let's get it trending, fellas.
Nicky Schmaltz, he's cooled off a little bit lately, but he had a hot start. I would say he's always a second-half player. He's a guy that likes to play with his chin on the line, so look for him to heat up. If you have a fantasy team, I would go pick him up before it's sooner than later if you don't really have him right now.
I don't know the full All-Star League, All-Star list. I don't. Did Frank Sarah Spaghetti tweet it out yet? I didn't see it. We've been.
No, that was just Epstein's list, like you mentioned.
All right, we're getting ready for the period here. I got a tweet that we're going. Andre Turney. I mean, yeah, Swish, you could talk on this. I mean, it's incredible what the Coyotes are doing.
Yeah, I mean, for a team like you said, like you mentioned, which is a great stat from the Canadian there. They are roughly $30 million under the cap. So, folks, let's put that in perspective. That's like a center iceman making $10 million they're missing out on. Another defenseman, a legit number one, probably making in and around 10. And then they could have 4 to 5 really good players making about $2 to $3 to $4 million. So it's crazy the job Andre Tourigny's done with this group. But I think it speaks more in a testament to the players, Rob. These guys are so fertile, and anytime you're around them, it's just they love each other. You can tell they're a fucking team. Even the other night when Valimaki gets his absolute chin tagged by the rat Nikki Cousins, who's in there? It's Zucker. He plasters Cousins against the boards, and then what does he do? He backs up and fights after Cousins, kind of does a little bit of a muff dive in terms of really selling it. So I think this team is a legit team. It's awesome to see, and it just sucks for a guy like Zucker who has to miss 3 games, and he's going to get fined about $80,000 he's going to miss out on. So not that he doesn't have it, but a team that I think is just they really play for each other, and I just think it starts with the culture that the players and Bear have instilled.
Wait, how much is he forfeiting?
$80K.
80? Holy shit.
Yeah.
We're going to get back to the comments during the break. 1908, folks.
Yeah, folks, right now we have 1905 to play. Low and slow over here. Get at us again. The chat has been really heating up, which we really like. I'm just kind of reading them right now. And yeah, thanks again for tuning in, people. We love you. Again, we're thinking about doing the World Junior game tonight. We have not confirmed that per Darren Drager yet, but yes, low and slow again. People always asking me if I did an Addy. No, baby, this is how I bring it. You should see me in person.
I hope Boston can tie it up here.
Yeah, let's get this going. Morgan Geeky 1-2 tonight. Bobby Gooch playing really well. Sneaky, cheeky, geeky with that nice little play. And as he breaks his lumber into 2 there, that's an unfortunate bounce because that was right in the slot.
350 down the drain.
That was position 1A, like you're sitting at the wet deck in the cabana. Right now, Bobby Gooch, 18:24 to play. And why do we have a stoppage to play? Is there somebody going to the sin bin or what's going on? Oh,
wow,
McAvoy, really?
McAvoy going to the box early in the game. But yeah, dude, it is crazy how expensive hockey sticks are now. Like people are like, grow the game. I mean, we can't because only kids on cul-de-sacs can afford it. So
only white suburban kids that live 30 minutes outside the city can afford this game. It's actually crazy.
Only white dudes named Tanner and Keith can afford hockey sticks as Carlson gets the puck into the corner. Retrieved by Lindholm over to Carlo, and Carlo sends it 200 feet down the sheet. This episode of Hockey Night in Scottsdale is brought to you by Jersey Mike's. Use code SIT on my sub for a free Italian sub at Jersey Mike's. I just made that up as Malkin walks the line, kind of walked Carlo there on the blue line. I need another shot from Crosby real bad.
Sorry, folks. I'm just firing out a tweet.
I haven't noticed Carlson at all in this game. I guess it's a good thing if you're a defenseman.
He just had that nice pass on that power play goal.
What the fuck kind of entry is that, dude?
He had that really nice pass. Remember on the Lars Eller goal where he brought it into the middle to O'Connor? That was a nice play. But other than that, not really.
I need a Crosby shot so bad. It pretty much decides if I go out to dinner or not. So Crosby, please. I mean, this is a horrendous power play. Get these guys off the sheet. You got fresh ice power play. They're up 1 goal. They're kind of like, guys, you're up 1 goal. It's the second worst. Shout out to Emily Kaplan again, friend of the show. But if you're Pittsburgh, I mean, you want to separate this lead. I mean, TD Garden is going. Wait, what's going on here? 5-4 game with 20 minutes to go in the final frame. You're going to want to get another one. I mean, I personally hope Boston scores to tie this fucker up. But let's see what they do here. Who's on the sheet here? They got Jeff Carter, Mr. Manhattan Beach, Lars Eller, cranium, motorcycle helmet of a head. And I don't know who was on that other wing there.
We got a big face-off. We need a big penalty kill. Sorry, folks, I was just firing out a tweet for you, the people. Right now, live from the couch, Hockey Night in Scottsdale, 17:20 to play. Pittsburgh, a little under a minute on this power play, Gooch. If they can get this one, this would really put this game or extend their lead to 2, as they mostly had a 2 or 3 goal lead all game until that late goal by Brandon Carlo, who laid in that thing like a Baghdad bomb. Shout out to George W. Bush and the who's this vice president? John McCain?
Yeah, John McCain.
Johnny Ferda.
War hero.
He was a prisoner of war. Oh my God!
Oh! Are you serious?
501's going to be pissed. We're banging, baby.
Oh, the score is fucking hard as hell. What a fucking goal. 5-5, staying alive.
Oh my God.
Brad Marchand upstairs where Grandpa hides the Nazi propaganda. What a fucking play.
Oh my slipper Magoo, right up to the cough syrup cabinet. Top cheddar. As I say, Bobby, cheddar is always better. My God, what a play by Brad Marchand. And that, as a captain, is how you get your team going, folks. What a goddamn finish. And you look at how he used his body around Letang. Like such a good heady play from the 14-year-old veteran Brad Marchand. Slip through the triangle, like to call it, right under the stick, folks. He's able to use that left shoulder. He drops his left skate in the ice, allowing himself not to get sticked or checked by Letang, and then ultimately goes fucking cheddar with that thing. My God, that was dry-aged cheddar like you read about. Holy fuck.
Just an unbelievable goal.
My God, that was filthy. Brad Marchand, how you doing?
Sick.
That is how you ignite your team. Shout out to Dan Balzerian at Team Ignite, because that is textbook jammers right there. Wow. We have 5-5, Jackson 5, Rob. I'm fired up.
I'm covered in piss.
16 minutes to go. We have a great game. Who knows? This thing could be fucking 10-10 by the time it's done. This has been the most entertaining game we've had all year. Well, it's a new year, Rob. We're turning the page over here, baby.
Yeah, I mean, that was an absolute, just a finesse, just a slippery little goal around Chris Laferda.
That was unbelievable.
Such a sick move, too.
I mean, just how he went through the stick-through body, and then how he just positioned his body to not get checked or the puck knocked off him was crazy. It was just such a sick little play, such a heady play from the captain.
Yeah, that was fucking awesome.
That was unbelievable. Wow, what a play. I mean, Chicken Parm's just going to basically say the same thing we did here, but little.
So just get that puck, like the puck stays with them, and just go upstairs like that. Like, holy shit, dude.
I mean, a very underrated play too by Charlie Coyle with a little just area play on the backhand.
Yep.
Like not just to throw it down the ice because you're on the penalty kill, but to throw it into the middle of the ice with Brad Marchand, the little bit of space. Unbelievable. Wow.
Yeah, that was so sick. 5-5 game. This is easily
5-5 staying alive, baby. This is wow, what a game here. And I don't know if next goal wins because these teams are striking like a goddamn iron. I mean, it is insane how well. Does it sound good?
Yeah, I'm just checking on the broadcast details here.
Yeah.
But yeah, wow, what a goal.
What a play. And you know, here we go. We got Sneaky Geeky, Cheeky Geeky back on the ice. David Pasternak, JVR. Wow. I mean, Boston, just when you think they're out of it, they're back in it. I mean, they were down 5-2, no?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're down 5-2. And that, I mean, 6-2, the game's like,
oh, it's over. But I mean, just the way they were able to stay with it, get that goal in the fourth, and then it's just, I mean, all bets are off, as you know. And if you're Pittsburgh right now, I don't even know what you're saying. I mean, Mike Sullivan, his cornhole's got to be just puckered up. Like it's tighter than a girl named Dorothy, you know?
I mean, 5-2, you figure you get one to make it 6-2. This thing's over. You let in that 5-3 goal, and I think just an absolute brutal goal to let in is that 5-4 at the end of the period.
Yeah, that's
like it might as well be 5-5 already at that point.
Right. Yeah, we were saying it too, right? That's a Chelsea dagger. Like if you get that one, you're really nervous because all you're talking about in the locker room and you know your coach is saying, protect the lead. It's like fella. Oh my God, he should have maybe. Was that Frederick? I haven't seen him all game.
Yeah.
Did he just check in?
I'm not sure. I haven't seen him all game either. But, dude, I think I think if you're Pittsburgh here, like I'm not even that big of a timeout guy, but like I feel it's been all Boston for a long time.
Yeah, you just think like
Besides that power play goal.
right, but you just think like after that 20 minutes, like we could come in here and reset and regroup. We have 20 minutes off. We can talk about it. Our coaches can watch a bunch of video, tell us everything that we need to hear. And they're still on their heels. And that goal right there, I mean, that's a dagger, Rob. You know how much that deflates you? You're on the power play thinking you might be up 6-4, and all of a sudden Brady Marchand goes cheddar is better. Like that's a tough one to swallow.
Like he put that thing right where grandma has a double-sided dildo and it's a brown one. No racism intended.
No.
It was just a shock factor. I didn't think she would have that.
Right. That wasn't the mold you thought she'd be drawn up once you saw that and once you saw shoving it up her hoop, right?
Yeah,
so
now I know my grandpa is angry all the time. It's not about the
I don't know if that should have been icing.
Yeah, I think Pasternak's upset.
Yeah, I don't know if that should maybe go look at that.
Chat, does Crosby have a third shot yet? Yeah, you're absolutely right, Joe Juddy. It is a tough spot to be in on the road, too, especially blowing that lead. All right, we're going to commercial. Oh, no,
not yet. No, after the 13-minute marker. Folks, if you're following along right now, we have 13-15 to play. Right now, Boston 5, the home team, coming back down 3 goals late in the second, honestly, and the Pittsburgh Penguins hanging on for dear life as Evgeny Malkin with black tape steps into the front circle here. I believe they're going to take a look at this. Why are you looking at it?
What are they looking at?
Well, we knew it shouldn't have been icing. Now they're taking a look again at it. It's like, let's get this game going. That's why we're at the half court right now. We're at center ice as opposed into Boston's own zone. But right now, Bob, we're going to commercial break, I believe. So we can take a call. We can take it, whatever.
We're going to head to the chat. Wait, Crosby has 2, but they took away a shot from him? Fuck.
That's bullshit.
That's fucking bullshit. Is Letang a top 3D in the league? Swish coming in hot from Jack Hutton.
Jackie Hutton. There was a point where Chris Letang was probably a top 3D. Now it's been a few years. If you really look at the top D in the league, you got to look at a guy like obviously Cale Makar. Then you look at Victor Hedman, and then you look at a guy like Chucky McAvoy, who's probably in the inside of the top 10. And then you got to look at a guy like Quinn Hughes. I mean, there's a lot of good defensemen. So I would say no, he's not. But he's still a very capable and willing defenseman that I would include probably in my top 20, top 15, I think is fair. Somewhere in there, probably top 15 off the top of my head. But you got to look at a guy like Vicky Sticky Hedman. You got a guy like Cale Makar, who's the undisputed number 1. And then you have a guy like Quinn Hughes. You have Adam Fox. You have a lot of really good defensemen. I even throw Slavin in the mix. I think that guy in Carolina is unbelievable. So he's a top 5 to 8 guy to me off the top of my head. So yeah, there's a lot of good D. I mean, Letang, for what he can do as a guy that was born in 1987, I mean, it's truly unbelievable.
Tapping in for North Dakota. Hell yeah, dude.
Fucking right. You got the fucking Franklin mitts on, too. That's unbelievable.
Boys, what's your favorite warm-up song? That's a great question, dude. I'm going to answer this just off the top of my head right away. Sandstorm by Darude. It gets me so fired up. It makes me want to have the Mark Messier rule where I don't even want to hook up with a chick. I just want to hook up with the hottest human in the room.
Right. And you want to be in the hot tub with the fellas no matter where that is. I would say for me, like if I'm warming up on the ice or in the locker room, I think before a game for me would be Chief Keef Loves Sosa. So sick. It just absolutely gets me going.
That's a good one. Holy shit.
These bitches love Sosa.
Yeah, that is Jolly Train 18. I am hearing reports, and it's very unconfirmed. It's very loose that there is a possibility that Mike Babcock is on the Epstein list. I don't know if he was just there for a wedding or if he was getting a little tuggy from a kid, but I do not want to accuse anybody of that. It's just what I'm hearing, and we'll see what happens. And we're going to go back to the game. 13:06 remaining in the third. If you're following along with us as Chucky McAfurta, McAvoy up to McAvoy, up to Jackaboy, over to McAvoy.
Chucky Maca Sheets. McAvoy.
Over to Packaway. This game is brought to you by Discover Card. Discover, America's most trusted bank. Who just took a spill? Is that interference there? Nope. Yeah, Packaway over to Jackboy, over to McAvoy. You ever hear Jack Brickley, Andy Brickley talk? He goes, you hear, Jack, Discover Card.
Yeah, oh yeah. That should be icing. Folks, again, if you're following along in the chat, get at us. We are at 12:34 remaining in this Thursday night tilt. It is, again, ladies' night. If you're heading to the strip club, if you're heading to a local establishment, see the ladies.
just let them know Thursday night is ladies' night. And thank you for coming out and supporting a great cause. Again, Thursday night, live from Hockey Night in Scottsdale, live on the couch, we have the Boston Bruins and the visiting Pittsburgh Penguins tied up at 5. Folks, we've seen 10 goals tonight, and we will need to see at least one more for this game to be decided. But I don't know if next goal wins it, Rob, in terms of this game has been all over the place. I mean, it really has been. It's been all over the place like a goddamn, just I don't even know what it's
like a dance floor on a cruise ship. You're just sliding all around.
Yeah,
the place.
I mean, it's just you can't get any footing. You got a couple uncles dancing with some cousins. Am I, making out with this guy's wife? Who knows? Wedding rings are off. The lingerie kit's out. Who knows who's going to be fucking tonight? But anyways, folks, back to the game. 12-17 to go. 5-5 live from Hockey Night in Scottsdale. Bob Gucci, Jay Swish on the call. Again, load up the questions, folks, in the chat. It's been very entertaining. I think it started a little low and slow, as I like to say, but it's been coming off the top rope as of late. People are really asking some good questions, letting us know where you're tapping in from. And again, just chopping it up with the fellas. This is why we bring you the action over here at Hockey Night in Scottsdale. It is for you, the people, baby.
Yeah, I don't really see what happened there with Chris Laferta and Brad Marchand, but they got tangled up. But yeah,
tangled up like a it takes two to tango, they say, Rob. So again, we got another whistle. High
offside.
twig
Come
fella.
on, let's get the flow going here. I don't want to see all these whistles. Come on,
excuse me, Flo. Let's get the flow going like a progressive commercial.
Yeah, let's get the flow going like you're pissing after I don't know what.
Not fishing in the dark, pissing in the dark. How good is it just pissing in public outside? Just wrench out.
Just your horn in the wind swish. It's just a different kind of feeling.
I mean, remember when we were up in North Dakota and we were just outside that bar and everyone was taking a piss and you just couldn't believe it. Then you realize you're in the middle of fucking nowhere in Grand Forks, North Dakota, with just a bunch of beauties. And you're like, wait, I actually want to go take my hose out and go piss quick. So the bar was 6 feet away. You actually walked further away to go piss on the railroad tracks than it was to go piss on the bar because it feels that good.
Yeah, it's just something about having your horn out in the wind. It's just so electric. And in Scottsdale, they get really pissed at you. I mean, the bike cops will get on you. You'll get arrested. You'll get charged with aggravated manslaughter. They don't fuck around with that in Arizona. So it was nice to be in North Dakota, somewhere where they embrace pissing outside.
Yeah, and somehow they think it's like you're going full R. Kelly mode where you're trying to piss on somebody's face. It's like, dude, no, I'm just pissing in the canal. I've had 47 drinks tonight, and yes, I'm going to take a bird scooter home and probably face plant because that's how my night's ending up. And yes, I struck out for the 8th night in a row. That just is what it is.
It is weird how Scottsdale is strict about pissing outside. Like, I'm not trying to marry a 14-year-old, like you said, R. Kelly.
Right.
I just want to.
And
I just want to feel the horn on my sack.
Yeah,
you want to hear the wind on my sack.
You want to go full Bob Seger against the wind, piss against the wind, probably hit you in the face, taste your own piss. And that is what it is. And imagine all the other stuff going on in Scottsdale and you're writing me a $300 ticket because I have my wrench out and you can't even see it. Like, what are we talking about?
Ignorance is piss. Ignorance is bliss.
Yes.
As the puck gets dumped in the corner and Pittsburgh will go for a change as Charlie McAvoy pulls up the Tokyo Drift car on the half wall by the Ticketmaster sign and kind of coughs it up there. Good work by Brian Rust.
Yeah, a little bit of a Tom Coughlin there. Shout out to the coach that won a couple Super Bowls with very mediocre teams and Eli Manning. So if you're going to go 500, do it with Eli at the helm. Anyways, folks, back to the game right now. 10:30 to go here in the final frame. Been a great little entertaining match on ladies' night here at Hockey Night in Scottsdale. Thursday night action live from the couch. Bob Gucci Swish shots right now in this game. Pretty much almost dead even, 29-24. The Pittsburgh Penguins edging out the Boston Bruins, who have been better, way better in the latter half of this game, mucking their way back, Bob, from a 5-2 deficit. And we have a tie ball game as we enter the last 10 minutes of this game. Crazy to say, I don't know if the next goal wins. You always say that in one of these games. But right now, these goals are going in at will, and they seem like they're coming in bunches. He punches in bunches.
Yeah, I mean, it's been a tight last couple minutes here. I don't know if these guys are – yeah, they're playing a tight game. They're kind of sitting back.
Yeah, you notice right now Pittsburgh, they were running and gunning. They got away from their game a little bit. I think Mikey Sullivan has pulled them back on the forecheck, as you just saw there. Now they're kind of running that 1-3-1, not necessarily, or maybe a 2-3. Well, before it looked like they were almost forechecking with two guys. So, again, I think they're not that they're playing for just a point, but I think they've kind of realized, hey, we were giving up a lot of open ice in terms of the neutral zone. I always think the game is won in the neutral zone. And Pittsburgh was really giving up a lot of chances, even on that PK goal, as you see Marchand cut through the neutral zone and able to make a nice little play around Letang, who didn't have an established gap on him. So, Bob, let's get to the chat.
Is that really Frank Saravalli? If it is, I will email you a link right now to join us for the final frame of this game for 5 or 10 minutes. But I have a feeling that's not the real Frank Sarah linking Nagal.
Is that Frankie? If that's Frankie Meatballs,
There's
dude,
no
check
way.
in.
There's no way.
No, there's no way. But
There's no way. That would be so fucking funny if Frank Saravalli actually said Sarah Spaghetti checking in.
That would be so fertile.
Fucking cool.
That would be so fertile. What do we got here?
Can someone confirm if that's the real Frank Saravalli?
I mean, yeah, I
it
would.
might be.
I mean,
You
I don't
never
know.
know at Hockey Night Scottsdale. I mean, we had Darren motherfucking McCarty in the chat. We had Nick Schmaltz in the chat. Your brother. We got people. We got.
Oh, and there's going to be more to come here too on the other side of 2024, Bob. We just wanted to give you guys the Monday Night Raw, Thursday Night Raw edition over here with just the boys this week. But we got some guests coming up probably next week. Or maybe even doing a special tomorrow. We might have some guys on. So look for us. Again, do you want to see us watch that game tomorrow? We want to bring it to you raw and uncut. So if you want to watch the game with us, folks, live stream, we do a back-to-back. Now, do we normally do a back-to-back, Bob? No. But for the goddamn people in the country of USA, we'll go fully Joey Chestnut here and put the fucking America on our back.
Somebody said that's the real Frank Saravalli checking in. If it is, Frank, shoot me a DM. I would love to have you on for 5 or 10 minutes in the chat.
If that's actually Frank, let's get you on.
Someone said that is the real Frank. I actually think it might be because I don't know. I'm trying to figure out if you can actually have his name with the X logo.
That's that was the only reason why I was wondering is because but all these other people have the X logo too that are tapping in.
But that's what I'm saying. Oh, Jalen Schmerich in the chat, Tucson Roadrunner alumni.
That was my D partner, bro.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, I talk to him all the time.
DM me. We'll send him the link.
Hey, Jay Money, straight out of the dirty, baby. Get in on the chat. Send Gucci. What do you need? His email or what?
I just need him to DM me. My DMs are open, especially for the Latina women.
Hey, Jay.
Frank, if that's I don't want to DM Frank.
Let's actually get
is that you in my chat.
Let's get Jay Money on. He was my D partner. It was unbelievable in Tucson. It was hilarious. During the COVID season, our team was so goddamn bad. But I think a couple locker room fellas we really, for a team that was probably last in the American League, we had a lot of fun that year. And actually, Jay Money's playing in Cincinnati right now. He's a East Coast League all-star. He's absolutely torching that league. He should be in the American Hockey League. So hopefully he gets called up, but he's absolutely lighting it up in Cincy. I think last I checked, I mean, he was well over a point a game, just mint on the sheet. Set of mitts, point a game guy, can snap it around with the best of them. So, hooking.
I'm going to say it one more time. If that's Frank's, just a couple of guys wrestling swish. There's nothing better than that. Just pushing the couches away from the living room and going full jiu-jitsu, drunk as hell. No, not a chicken sight.
How funny is it at a late night locker box when the fellas put on the helmets and they just go toe to toe? You clear out all the couches. Somebody ends up eating a concussion. One guy's cut open. His girlfriend's asking, "Why do you look like this, Jordan?" Well, you know why? Because we were up 12 rounds and I got tagged on my chin. And this guy took an uppercut. And why does his neck look like he has a hickey? Well, because there was a couple of skunks over there too. But we'll blame that on the jiu-jitsu.
I can't figure out if that's the real Frank, but shout out to Jalen Schmerich. I can't say that because my teeth are so big. Schmerich.
Jay Money
tonight.
Jay Money Schmerich, you beauty. I got to get to the dirty this summer and hoop with you. Run fives. And also, as a lover of a Hellcat too.
Oh, there's nothing like a Hellcat.
There's nothing like a Dodge Hellcat. What's that game, though, saying, Jay? We want to get you on here, baby.
Yes, Camper, we do read the chat. Usually we leave it for the commercials and the intermissions. But we have a lady in the chat saying, are they really going to let us get the Friday?
Oh! Sit.
Oh, yeah!
3 shots.
3 shots.
I don't
Price
think
picks. It's for riding.
I don't think this game's over yet either. I do not think it's not over. It's not over, baby. C Camper, hey Jordan, look at my tweet I tagged you in. I'll look at it quickly, brother.
That actually really was Frank Saravalli. He said DM the link.
No way.
Yeah, I actually need his email, though. That's the thing. I don't know if Frank wants to give up his email.
Oh my God, what a shot there, fella. But watch this play here, folks. The whole reason that starts is because Erik Karlsson gets off the line. And what I mean by that is when that faceoff is won, he's able to gain center ice, and he gets it inside that dot, sucking that F1 who comes out to block his shot allegedly, or he's able to get inside that dot. He sends it over to the flank, puck on net. There you go, Chucky McAvoy, a tough penalty to take. But that play all starts with a guy like Erik Karlsson channeling in his inner Johnny Cash, twinkle toe in that line, walk in the line, establishing middle ice, kicking it back to the flank, pucks on net, bang, bang, shrimp like you order at Nobu. How you doing? And what, like I said, is your skunk doing later? Because that might have got her a little Ric Flair drip in the inner groin area. This game, though, I don't think it's over. I think Boston, they realized, okay, bad penalty. We're going to put the heat on. We're going full tilt, chins tucked, and we're going to fucking throw the goddamn farm at this team because right now, anything can happen. This game right now, 6-5, 7 minutes left. I still think it's open for business. It's like 7-11. It's open always, baby. So, folks, again, that was a little bit of a rant, but Bob, if we can get Frankie Saravalli on the chat, Frankie, fella, that would be great. The guy that tweeted out the Kraken list before the Kraken was even picked. Ronnie Franchise was sitting there. He's like, I don't know. Do I take Alexiak? I think Frank told me to take him, so I'll take him. So,
yeah, I don't know how to mute. I don't know how to mute your video. That's the problem. Like, I don't know how to put just him and us on there. That's the problem. I'm not good at technology, but we are having Frank Saravalli joining the chat shortly. I actually thought it was a fake person.
we thought it was a burner.
I really did. Oh, is that plugged into your laptop?
Yeah.
Here, I have an idea. Let's plug it into mine.
Okay.
Hold on. And then what we're gonna do here, folks, is we're gonna remove you.
Okay.
Oh, here we go. Here we go. What about now? What about now?
What about now, folks?
What about now, folks? How's the audio?
Low and slow. Anything. No juice. Good now. Yo.
Hello, 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 hello.
Are we back, baby?
I hope that'll be so funny if he came on in a suit.
Do we have anything?
Can you hear us now? Mic check, 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 check. Yep, I think we're good. Dude, you never know what's going to happen on Hockey Night Scottsdale, Twitch. You never know who's going to join.
That's why you tune in, and that's why I got my Franklin mitts back on, because Frankie Saravalli, a.k.a. Frankie Furta, is going to tune in right now. Folks, we have 6:30 to play left in this game. 6-5 right now. The Pittsburgh Penguins taking the lead on the power play late into the third period. Frankie, whenever you come on, fella, I cannot wait to talk to you, and I want to ask you a few questions. Heard a lot about you, fella.
Yep, just DM'd him the link. I believe it's in his DMs. We'll see him come in a minute here. 6:09 remaining in the third period. We have a 6-5 game, 11 goals. One away from a Baker's dozen here.
Folks, that is one away, yes, from the dozen, and two away from the Baker's, Rob. That is 13, my friend. Nola Charlie going high and hard like your mom in the back room of a subway station. So, again, folks, 5:45 to play, 6-5 right now. Pittsburgh Penguins leading the Boston Bruins. Frank Saravalli from the Daily Faceoff. Honestly, probably a Mount Rushmore insider.
Yeah, definitely.
Maybe sometimes he's the number one ranked player in terms of the insiders. So we will have him on shortly, folks. Again, we have 285-ish people in. Thank you for tuning in. We're going to hopefully get Frankie on, talk some shop, talk some shit. We got 5 and a hook left in this game. Boston Bruins making a late push as we are nearing the end of this Thursday. Ladies' night again.
Ladies' night. They're extra horny on Thursday. What is it with chicks and Thursdays? Like one tequila shot, and you mentioned you might get tickets to Diplo, and they are just horny as hell.
The thing about ladies' night is even if they're married, they're out with their friend for a reason. Maybe she's going through a hard time.
Yeah, maybe their husband.
Single.
Maybe their husband isn't
Whacking.
good at eating box anymore. He's too tired.
Maybe he doesn't get the low lit candles when she gets home,
Yeah.
Maybe he doesn't let her dust off the Amex as much anymore. Maybe he's simply just tired of fucking her.
Yep.
She wants an excuse.
Yep.
And why are you 37-year-old at Diego Pops right now on a Thursday? Well, because it's ladies' night, and I've had a skinny marg, and I want a piece of ranch.
I want somebody to
just bend
motorboat my front porch. Anyway, 4:19 remaining in the period as Pasternak is jammed up with the puck.
Quit and jam. Yep.
Now, does Crosby a 3 shot on the dot? Do we know that, chat? We need 3.5. We need 4.
I think he had, yes, on the confirmed S dot. That's Sean Livingston. I think he has 3.
I hope Frank can get in here before the game ends.
I know.
We do have a reservation to go have a wedge salad chopped.
Scott Wedgwood, that is, folks. Again, folks, right now, if you're tuning in, they're just showing us a couple highlights from the Colorado Stars game. Stars up 3-1. Looks like Duchesne might have got an apple. He's carrying his guitar on his back as always. Yep. He has his 6-string connected to his hip. That is part of Dutchie's costume. No, it is not Halloween. No, that's not Tim McGraw. That is Matt Duchesne with a 6-string.
And Swish, I mentioned it on the chat before. Nashville actually did have to slide around their roster and utilize the LTIR just to sign Duchesne's guitar in the first place. And when he went to Dallas, Dallas also had to move the roster around because of the hard cap to sign Matt Duchesne's guitar.
It's crazy he had to be on a one-way, too. Like, he has to travel with Dutchie. Like, he goes everywhere. The 6-string actually has a heartbeat, has a name. I think he actually might even sleep with it as opposed to his wife. So, again, Duchesne's guitar, he's simply, his guy. They're attached at the hip. It's essentially has a heartbeat. Shout out to his 6-string. What's Frankie saying?
He's not here. He said DM the link. I DM'd him the link, and now he's I don't know if he read the DM. Let me just make sure it's still him. Yep, that's definitely Frank. 300,000 followers.
Frankie, Sarah Valley, fella. Actually, you know what? He gave me credit for one of my insider Swish deals that I broke at the start of the year. So a guy that I respect, good chin. He seems like he's just all over it with any sort of insider information, usually tweeting it out hours in advance. So hopefully we can get him on, daily face-off. Frankie, straight out of Philadelphia.
Oh, there he is. Here we go. All right, coming to
the
stage now, straight out of Philadelphia. He stands at, I don't know how tall he is. Coming to the stage, absolute beauty of a move. Frank Saravalli, everybody. Frank, thank you for joining. This is unbelievable.
What is going on?
Frank, I just want to say, first off, I just want to say I appreciate, there was a time in my Twitter career, if you can call it that, where I spelled your name wrong and put puns in it and all that sort of shit. You never gave me backlash. You never, had a hard time with it. Others, I can't say the same. I'll get messages now and then telling my stupid ass to shut up, which I respect. I just want to say thank you for playing along. Thank you for being here. Incredible.
It's some of the best content going on the internet. All my buddies are hockey dorks like me and you, and they'll send me the tweets. They're in a group chat. They'll fire off anytime you have a ridiculous one. They were rolling over the Epstein one yesterday, so happy to join in and say hi.
Yeah, Frank. No, I appreciate you joining us. Swish here. I got the mullet wig on. Actually, Howler, the mascot over at Mullet Arena, the iconic Mullet Arena, dished this over to me. I usually have my own wig guy, but he was able to get my specs and kind of get me dialed in. So a couple stick taps to him. But I just want to say one thing. Like the other, I think it was the Kaner deal where he ended up signing with Detroit. I tweeted at you. I kind of had an inside with that, but you gave me my my roses on that. So I'll forever be thankful for just a guy getting in the game, recently retired on the media side. You acknowledged me, and that goes a long way, brother. I appreciate that.
First off, the mullet wig is tremendous. Second,
it looks pretty natural, don't you think, brother? For a guy with darker complexion, I think I can pull it off.
I don't know. better, the mullet wig or the glasses? Honestly?
Yeah, well, these are built for speed and for comfort. You know what I mean? So these are left lane cruisers over here.
Elite.
Yeah.
And look, game recognizes game. That's how it is. And I was always taught in this industry from the best that helped me along that you credit where credit is due. And you were first, a solid 6 to 10 hours or 12 hours before everyone else. So good on you. You've got some good connections.
Frank, I want to ask now. I joke a lot about the Seattle the roster that you tweeted, which is hilarious because I absolutely did not plan on watching the roster release show, which I always joke I was going to watch the show and Frank ruined it. I wasn't going to watch it in the first place. With all due respect to ESPN, how did you go about finding out the players? What does that look like from your end of things on a media level like that? Because I personally have no idea. What does that look like on the back end?
It still drives me crazy to get a tweet every now and again from like a legit angry Kraken fan saying that I ruined the entire experience for them. Last time I checked, that's reporting. You're just doing your job. So if you're going to be submitting a list 12 to 24 hours ahead of time, that information is bound to get out. And more than that, just think about all the different connections that are involved. It's not really that hard to trace all the dots. I mean, Swish, like you understand what it's like. You've got players, families, friends, agents. When your team tells you that you're the player that that's getting picked by Seattle, and to keep it quiet, or if you're one of those guys that was told to get on a flight and get to Seattle for the show, I mean, it's not really that hard to connect all the dots and piece it all together. So you kind of just print out the list and go one by one to figure it all out. And it's like putting a puzzle together.
Yeah, that was amazing when you did that. At one point, I was like, "Does this guy is he picking the team before even Randy Franchise, the GM, knows?" He's like, "Should I take Alexiak? Like Frank's telling me to take him. Should I take him?" You know, that was pretty incredible. That was some of your best work, I think. But as we're watching this game right now, Frank, in terms of Boston, I think they're a legit contender. I think they might be missing maybe someone as a centerman in the middle of the ice. Do you look at a team like this to add around the deadline if they can, maybe package something together to get a center iceman? Or is this a team that's going to roll with what they have right now? Because up until this point, they've been pretty good this year.
They have been pretty good. I would say that in some ways it does kind of feel like they hit a bit of a wall the last number of weeks, if that makes any sense.
Yep.
I think from the center ice position, it's a clear need, but then again, it was a clear need heading into the season, and they didn't really properly address it. So I think the only thing that sticks out for me with Boston is, and some of the other teams that are probably going to be in the mix in the East, is a real lack of assets to move. Yes, they have, future first round picks, but this upcoming draft in 2024, they don't have a first, second, or a third. So you're going to have to get creative with that and the usual cap gymnastics that teams have to do in order to really entice someone. But I think a few names have stuck out. Like people have been circling Elias Lindholm in Boston forever as someone that really makes a lot of sense. I mean, that's the type of player that you think would vault Boston from a great team this year, probably into contender status.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's also a testament to Boston's culture. Like, I know I lived in Boston outside of it for a little bit, and a lot of fans, and when I mean fans, I mean my friends that live with their girlfriends and don't pay any rent, they always are like, fire Sweeney, do this, do that. And it turns like every year in and year out, they don't have anything to worry about. I mean, this team just finds a way. I feel like they have a great locker room, but it's been, like I said, I think it's a testament to their culture. I think they're going to figure it out as long as they have that core.
You can tell the impact that Patrice Bergeron and that group has, include Zdeno Chara in there as well for so long, that there's a standard that they have in Boston that they don't really deviate from. And so Brad Marchand was passed that torch, and that's how it's going to continue on.
Frank, when you look at a team like the Desert Dogs down here, a team that obviously my brother plays on, a team that we get to see a lot at the iconic Mullet Arena, a spectacle somewhere under 4,500 people on most given nights. You're looking at this team, they kind of have a lineup that you might pick off, no disrespect, but their cap is only about $53 million, $30 million in terms of actual roster money under the cap. It's kind of a budget team, a dollar store like team, but the job that Andre Turgeon has done here is really good. long story short is what I'm trying to say is this a team that you could see sliding into the playoffs? And are they looking to add at the playoffs? Or is a guy like Bill Armstrong, a.k.a. Billy Strongarm, is he saying, hey, I'm going to hold, I'm not going to use any of my assets or my picks, and we'll just kind of ride this thing out. If these boys can make some mullet magic happen and get into the playoffs, we'll just kind of go from there, because I don't think they're obviously a legit contender. But just talk me through what, the process of the Coyotes and what you're hearing.
Well, they definitely have had some mullet magic this season so far, and they've been competitive. They scrap. I think they're a fun team to watch. I think they've, to this point, sort of been punching above their weight class on any given night.
Yeah,
and I would think that the way Bill Armstrong was really aggressive last summer, that's probably going to continue. You can't continue to make all those draft picks and think that, they're all going to end up playing for your organization someday. For one, you've got a 50 contract limit. The other thing is you also know that not all those picks are going to pan out. So I do think that with the arsenal that they've already sort of put together, their pick arsenal, that they'd be willing to move from that to acquire some pieces that make sense. I don't see them being a team that's overly active in the rental space, but certainly something, if it makes sense to add and help this team right now, I think that's what they'd try and tackle. But when you look at where they're at, there's certainly a wild card spot up for grabs. I think 7 of the 8 spots in the West are solidified. I think Edmonton and the way they've played over the last 2 months have certainly put themselves in that position. Yep. But between Minnie, Arizona, Nashville, St. Louis, there's a maybe you could throw the Kraken in there after the last 2 weeks for them, that they've got an opening there to get in. And I think they feel it's really important for them to make headway in their market, because they're trying to get an arena built. They want to see if they can put their best foot forward here and continue the strong play that they've had with their fan base.
Yeah, and Frank, I'm from New York. I ended up going to school at Arizona State because I saw a YouTube video of the pool parties here. But I live here now for going on 10 years, and I can say
they roped you in. You never left.
Yeah, I said, you know what? I'm done shoveling the snow. I'm over it. But yeah, there's definitely a market here. I think the rink needs to be in the right space. And to your point, like, winning solves a lot of problems. I think if you have a good team, no matter where you are, you could be in the middle of Nebraska. I mean, it's important. And I feel like in the past, it's like almost like a continuous rebuild over and over. At some point, it has to stop. You have to make a mark. But yeah, I think that's a huge part of the people will see. If they win, the people will come. I think it's going to be a success out here eventually.
Well, that's why they were so aggressive last summer, though. They realized that as long as the rebuild has gone on, it feels like rebuild stacked upon rebuild, that they needed to kind of put a halt to that and begin to take a step forward. And so I think the arena part of it is certainly a huge reason why they've pushed a bit last summer, and then now probably will again at the deadline. Look, they're on the clock, and I don't know if it's set in stone, whether it's January 31st or whatever the date might be. If it's a tad later than that, I think the goalposts have been moving. But the NHL has told the Coyotes in no uncertain terms, we need a concrete plan and we need a firm date of when there's going to be steel and shovels in the ground, or else that team isn't going to be staying in the market.
Right. Like, when are you guys putting in the rebar? Like, let's go.
Yeah,
we need some.
Start laying the pipes here, fellas. Talk about laying pipe. Frank, it's ladies' night over here at Hockey Night in Scottsdale. Thursday night, me and Bob Gucci, the Heat Daddy, we always have a pregame tradition where we go have a couple Irish coffees before, get the coffee, get the Jameson in there, a little Bailey's.
Low and slow.
So are you a little low and slow? What are you sipping on over there, brother? Are you having something to drink tonight? Joining the boys? You got a little whiskey there? Or what
I got a little brown water, a little old fashioned. I've got Buffalo Trace here with I got a couple cherries in there, and I have some Pappy Van Winkle. They make a syrup, an old fashioned syrup that's legit.
Yeah, Pempy Van Ferta, as I call him. But yeah, that sounds like a nice little cocktail. Are you in the greater Philadelphia city limits right now, or where you at?
Yeah, I live just outside of Philly.
Okay.
Hell of a setup too. I mean, I've seen your show. Obviously, it's a great setup. That's it's awesome.
Yeah, anything I can do, I'm gonna just try and tilt the camera up a little bit more, try and make myself look skinnier.
Hey, if you can't tone it, tan it. That's what we always say, right? You got to get some Scottsdale sun. You got to get down here and join the boys on the couch, Frank. Get
Hey,
out here,
I was
baby.
out there for the Super Bowl. I never heard from you guys.
Wow, you should come back this year for the waste management or something. We'll get you going low and slow, as we say.
That would be a weekend.
Yeah, that would be so.
All right, Frank, thank you. First of all, my battery is on 8%. The game is over. But Frank, unbelievable time. Thank you for tuning in. I thought for sure that was a Frank.
We thought it was a bird.
Frank. Yeah, I was like, that's not Frank. And someone goes, I think that actually is Frank. But thank you for coming in. This has been awesome. Hopefully we can do it again in some variation, whether it's in person, on here, whatever. Best of, keep grinding. I don't need to tell you that, but yeah, this has been great.
Yeah,
I'm a big fan of you guys. I've been watching. I love the tweets, love the content, and we'll see you down the road.
Yeah, Frank, again, thanks a lot. And if you're ever in the greater, Scottsdale area, let us know. We'll go low and soul. We're actually going to be up at All-Star Weekend. So if you're up there, maybe we'll connect for a little Buffalo Trace with the good man.
Send me a DM. I will be in town. I've got the flights booked already.
It might be a high and hard type of night, though, Frank. Little Zach.
I'm down for whatever. I'm ready to go.
Okay, baby.
Hell yeah. All right. Thanks, man. Have a great night.
See you guys.
All right, folks. That was Frank Saravalli, the #1 insider. I mean, he's going to go up the rankings after that. Definitely.
I mean, he shoots right up to one, Bobby Gooch. So right now, again, folks, that was the end of the game. Right now, we actually have some basketball that just came across our chin. Arizona, Colorado. Again, folks, thank you for tuning in. Bobby Gooch, what a guy. I mean, tapping into the live stream, coming on with a little bit of an old-fashioned. I mean, the Silver Fox, baby. It's just great to see him. Frankie Ferda out of Philadelphia. I think he's the #1 insider as far as I'm concerned. I had Drags at 1. He slides at 2. I got Frankie there. So hopefully we can see him up at All-Star Weekend. But that was Hockey Night in Scottsdale, Bob. I don't know if you got anything else. I think it's time to go get our honorary wedge salad and see what happens.
Yeah, folks, we're going to stick around and stream the rest of this Colorado-Arizona game. I'm just kidding. We're going to go downstairs and get a wedge salad and maybe a drink or two. We're definitely going to – you got to coordinate with Jalen. We'll get him on here when he's not on the hardwood at the game.
Best D-man right now in the East Coast Hockey League. He should be in the A. Great player, 6 out of mitts. So, Jay Money, we'll get you on soon, baby. But, again, that was Frank Saravalli. That's Bob Gucci. I am Jay Swish. That is Hockey Night in Scottsdale. Bob, getting back to that game, 6-5. The away team somehow woke up at the end, got a late power play goal, and ultimately took the lead 6-5. But low and slow, baby. Stay with it. Stay crispy. And as always, stay sexy, folks. That was Thursday night. It is ladies' night. If you're stepping out, don't be scared to go up to a girl with a ring on. Bob, there's a reason why she's out and her husband isn't. So that's all I got.
Adios. Thank you, chat. You guys have been great. We'll be back next week. Keep an eye out on what game